All right, so Mr. J Smooth, we're gonna start with you. Um, so as a wrestler, because we want more wrestlers to come on here and the cookout and
Mm-hmm.
talk to us about the business itself. So I've known you for a while, so I value your opinions on this. So, the shit that you are seeing in professional wrestling, especially with AEW versus WWE and its fans, and the tribalism, the monopolization, if you want to call it that, everything that's going on. Do you think? Have you seen worse in other eras, or do you think that this is probably one of the most like desperate to get attention? Like, what do you think?
I think we are in an area right now of time in pro wrestling where corporate has presided over talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to be the demise of our industry because we're selling out for a buck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. You see, sorry, I had to close the door, so there's patience over there. But you got to think about it, man. Back in the day, it was about each individual talent working for the betterment of a promotion, no matter where it was. Nobody was bigger than the promotion. And you had success with that. But now we are in an instantaneous era in pro wrestling where corporate money is now bigger than putting on a talented quality product out there for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to end up losing fans because of that.
Mm-hmm.
We
So
no longer need to see. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We no longer need to see Goldberg. Like, how many times do we got to do this same thing over and over again? I get it. It's in Atlanta. You know, this is my hometown. I'm from here. But
Right.
that's not a. If you want to draw, you don't bring Goldberg in. We've already seen that episode play out thousands of times. It seems like him and what's the other guy, Brock Lesnar. We don't need to see that over and over and over again.
Do you think this time around is a little bit more consequential because, like, they literally are playing with somebody else's career, and we know that Goldberg is a liability, in the ring, but for some reason, fans are celebrating this shit. So, like, what's your thoughts on that?
This is the worst booking job I've seen in a long time. It's the worst. Listen, Goldberg, when he got in there and hold on, we can't cuss on the platform, right? I'm
Hell
trying
yeah,
to do that
you can
anyway.
cuss. The fuck?
You can, okay.
Because you just can't cuss like that, back to back and shit. Because me, I got a nasty mouth, so.
Put it like this, brother. Okay, so let me put it like this then. After Goldberg came and gave us that shit show of a performance against Undertaker, his credibility was shot after that. There's nothing, you can't come back from that.
I mean, wasn't his credibility like shot when he unalived like Bret Hart's career?
Absolutely. Now, when you factor that into it, of course, like this is not who you. If I want to put on a show, and I want a match that's gonna pop, that is not who I'm gonna turn to as my savior for my show.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and it may not be a popular opinion, but if you're gonna be in Atlanta and you want to draw, then you have Gunther. If I'm booking, which I've had my own promotion. If I'm booking here in Atlanta, I'm gonna put Cody Rhodes against Gunther, or I'm gonna put AJ Styles against him. Not Goldberg.
Hometown heroes.
AJ Styles.
Exactly. That's relevant.
Yeah.
AJ Styles would definitely.
I personally would do AJ Styles because Cody Rhodes is. It's like we're kind of getting Cody fatigue. Like WWE fans are starting to get Cody fatigue, and it's showing. It's like they're both like, but WWE fans are now treating this man how AEW fans were treating this man.
But you were wrong. warned. You were warned. I told you motherfuckers this shit was going to happen back in 2021. I said, I see this story already. And you already know that WWE fans are not loyal. They are like hoes. They are not loyal whatsoever.
They wishy-washy.
They are very wishy-washy. I mean, not just WWE fans, but AEW fans too, because they're both wishy-washy, like all
Also,
of us. I mean, we have that syndrome.
I agree.
If we're going to keep it real, the IWC is very wishy-washy.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Well, listen. Like, the thing about that is we're being force-fed Cody to try and to make up for how they mistreated Dusty, his father, and that's not gonna work. You can't force-feed. It's not genuine.
All right.
That man beat him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but this face is not him. He is literally Homelander. Cody, like I said, behind that smile is diabolical.
He's a psycho.
Yes, he is.
He showed that to everybody.
Yes, he has.
Ring of Honor, New Japan. This man is a psycho.
We all saw it in that promo between him and CM Punk, and CM Punk called that shit out. Like, even though, yes, it may have been kayfabe, but nah, I could see right through that shit. Like,
who is Cody? He's like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Just probably a little bit more unhinged. And that's saying something. But, like, yeah, Cody Rhodes is super unhinged. He's a psycho. Behind that smile is a man that you do not want to cross. But WWE, a bunch of cowards, and they be like, nah, because like Cody's like, oh, Cody's so beloved by the kids. Man, F them kids, man. If y'all want to put more eyes on y'all product, if y'all want to make y'all product better, you can't keep doing everything for the kids. Like, let's say this. Darby Allin, right? Kids love Darby Allin. How many times have we seen this man, Darby Allin, almost get put 6 feet deep?
Several
times.
And outside of the company too.
I mean, like, shout out to Darby Allin for climbing Mount Everest. I mean, that was a hell of a feat. So,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really talk about that enough. And, like, once again, of course, you're not going to have WWE fans that's going to, like, cheer for that because, once again, it's not in their favorite acronym. So, you know what I'm saying? But let's go to Nina, because, Nina, you wanted to voice a point. Go ahead.
To say something because, and then you got WWE fans begging for Dustin to come back to WWE, and he's like, "I don't want to come back." That's what he said. He said, "I do not want to come back. I am good where I'm at now. I'm good in I'm good in AEW. I want to retire here." But they did not treat me. They did not treat me well in WWE. They wanted me to do Gold Dust for the rest of my career. I don't want to do Gold Dust for the rest of my career.
Well, his sons are in AEW through ROH, so he definitely ain't leaving.
Now that kind of goes back to the first topic. So this ongoing war between AEW and WWE, has it forced you to pick a side or discourage you from watching both products? So for me, I really feel that it has discouraged me from watching WWE. WWE is literally MAGA in a lot of ways. As a matter of fact, somebody pointed that out on the edge. I looked at it, I'm just like, wow, that's crazy because, listen, so whatever you do, like on your platform, that is totally up to you. But it really aligns with me. Like AEW aligns with me and my values or whatever. I love professional wrestling. I love different styles of wrestling. I love the entertainment. I love it all. I do. The situation with ICE really needs to be talked about on, I don't give a fuck what platform you on. That is something that we need to bring up. Like whether you're a podcaster or a wrestler or whatever. if I see him in Texas, I'm definitely going to pull him aside and I'm going to tell him, dude, I love what you did because I really feel the same way that ICE need to be abolished and they are literally fucking with Americans that have been here for God knows how long and like this administration does not give a fuck whatsoever. So then you got these punk ass wrestling fans that sit back and talk about, oh, I'm very upset, I'm very intrigued, but then yet you have a motherfucker that's in office right now going around and causing SA to these kids and these women or whatever, but yet you have no problem with it. Then you want Vince McMahon back. The same problematic motherfucker that got kicked out to begin with.
Exactly.
Exactly. And
like, what are we doing?
That part.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And like you said, this ongoing war is making me lean more towards AEW and not towards WWE. And like today, I was reading about how this whole American Gladiators thing, WWE's got a problem with AEW stars being on that show.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
WWE.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait. Let her finish. Well, say it again.
WWE has a problem because Wardlow and Camille, they're supposed to be on this new reboot of American Gladiators, and it's being hosted by The Miz, and also WWE stars are supposed to, also WWE wrestlers are supposed to be on that, but WWE has problems with Wardlow and Camille being on that show, and also
messy.
Also Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, I just seen that.
They wanted all the commercials with MJF on it to be not shown on Netflix.
What?
Does this not sound childish?
They childish, bro. That's petty.
Messy
Does
as
this not
hell.
sound
That
childish?
is so messy. Now, remind you. Now, Greg, this is the reason why I asked you about this because, like I said, you are deep in the business, so you know what you're talking about. You cannot sit here and tell me that there's not a war that is going on between AEW and WWE. Like, I've seen WWE do some petty shit in the past, but this got to be on the top of the card. Like, literally, now you telling Netflix to telling them what the fuck to do. Now you telling like these places that they go to, no, do not book AEW shows in this building. Like, who the fuck are you?
Well, let me tell you, this is how this going down, and it's like we said before. It's the corporate era that's messing up WWE. But the best way to look at this is, let me tell you, the thing that made our Saturday nights pop in South Philly was that Paulie was not afraid to push the envelope. Where you told him he couldn't do, he was going to do. AEW gives us ECW type risk, but it gives us also like an independent feel, which is the heartbeat of pro wrestling. Independent wrestling is the heartbeat of pro wrestling. So when you have the heartbeat of pro wrestling, plus you have a product that's not afraid to push the envelope, WWE can't compare. But you see, WWE has painted its own self in the corner because it has all these corporate ties to where it's handcuffed. It can't push the envelope. And
they're using corporate as a, I guess, not a bargaining tool, but they're using them as leverage to fuck with AEW. So, like, if they're, like, friends with them, they can say, hey, I don't want you booking them on this network. So, yeah, this is more so like I can't really say it, but I can't say it. It is literally cop blocking. I'm not going to even lie to you. Like, they're doing it on a bigger scale now. Like the corporations are really got their hand in the cookie jar when it comes to professional wrestling. And this is where I said this on my other post, that WWE is a bigger threat to professional wrestling than we realize. And we really need to have those conversations. And like I said, if you guys do not wake the fuck up before you know it, and yeah, AEW is going to be around for a minute, but it's going to suffer because WWE is finding new ways to block, like, AEW's avenues of success.
It's only so much AEW
sir.
can do as a solo company. Going again. It's basically David versus Goliath, and AEW is David. WWE is the Goliath.
Truly.
Of course.
If you stop everything they're trying to do, like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a show in Texas. It's gonna be like our WrestleMania. Or we're gonna book 13 different shows that same week. Is that like, yo, why the fuck? Like, leave us alone. We don't come at you. You don't come at us. They're like, yeah, and like, here's the thing. People like to say, oh, but AEW took the first shot. No, they did not. Because you can say sure. You can say sure, Cody Rhodes breaking the throne. Yeah, sure. But do you want to know what WWE did before Cody Rhodes broke that throne? Triple H called it a pissant company. He was like, oh, Vince McMahon will buy that pissant company. That's before AEW even had a television deal.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, go ahead, brother.
And my thing is, you can't gaslight me. I know shit. I remember stuff. You can't gaslight me. And it's just like, and here's the thing. One thing I hate about WWE is they will diminish anything that did not come from them. Like apparently Booker T said, them 8 title reigns don't mean enough. ECW, those are regional titles. How can you demean somebody's professional? How can you demean somebody's entire career just because it wasn't in WWE? Just like Triple H putting out that photo with Mariah May or whatever her new name is.
She's still Mariah May to me.
Yeah.
He put out a photo of her in a performance center, and then he trying to put out this narrative like he has to retrain all these AEW wrestlers because they don't know shit. We got to train them in the WWE style. He's trying to diminish everybody's hard work just because it's not from WWE. Why are people not seeing this? I am 24 years old and I have more like common sense than somebody in their 40s. This does not make sense to me.
I got you. Hold on one second. Light skin. Yeah, I was getting ready to come to you. Light skin. What is on your mind? You diabolical this afternoon. Let's see.
You can blame that on the chat with Dedry and Mid South, Paul Bro, and Dan and Mare. This picture popped up across our group chat where Booker T basically said, you can't count Bubba Ray Dudley's 8 ECW tag team title reigns because those are regional titles.
It's diabolical, man.
I take offense to that.
Even though ECW had working relationships with other promotions outside.
That's wild, bro. Like,
the
how
FMW promotion
catching strays. Like,
but hey, here's the thing. Can we do that with WWE titles? They didn't have any working relationships with other companies, defending their belts with other promotions. WCW did. AEW does. ECW did. TNA did.
Oh, someone please put up Mercedes Monet's current titles right now, just to go.
She's a walking.
They've been going.
Shit, right? She is not a walking pawn shop. You so crazy.
She got so much gold.
She got titles from Japan, AEW, and now CMLL.
Here's the thing, and people are upset. We'll come to you in a second, Miss Out. So the Mercedes situation is unique at best. Like, my nigga, you motherfuckers was not talking about Roman Reigns at all, and I'm going to keep drilling this shit into y'all very DNA because y'all was not talking about Roman Reigns at all, and that man was becoming the belt collector in WWE. Now, all of a sudden, Monet, it's a problem. I don't understand it. It is that delayed, like, concussion syndrome. Like, they have never seen a belt collector or whatever. And I'm going to say this. Unless someone can literally bring some facts to me, to the table, you cannot convince me that Mercedes is not the GOAT currently right now. She is literally killing it in the wrestling scene right now. You cannot sit here and say Charlotte is. She's the GOAT in WWE, but as far as like as overall, she is not.
Charlotte is not even supposed to be in the GOAT.
And not
That's
just any
no
GOAT.
way in
She's
hell.
the
Whoever
GOAT.
said that is crazy.
You know,
She's the greatest woman of all time.
The only woman
That's
to have
no
ever-
way. Not Charlotte. Hell no. Not Charlotte Hogan.
what's good, Freeze? Go ahead, go ahead, like.
The only woman to have competed in the 4 major stadiums around the world: Square Garden, the Tokyo Dome, Wembley Stadium, and Arena Mexico. The 4 horsemen of pro wrestling stadiums or arenas. The Mecca, if you will.
And hasn't she also performed at hasn't she also wrestled at Arthur Ashe? Or like have they not been to Arthur Ashe since she got signed?
I think she has wrestled in Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, I think she did.
Give this woman her motherfucking respect. And the one thing I'm tired of seeing is people like, oh, Mercedes Moné has creative control, blah, blah, blah. Y'all niggas do not know. I was in the trenches as a Sasha Banks fan. Do y'all remember turning on a random ass episode of 2017 Raw, seeing her lose to fucking Sonya Deville or something like that? I was in the trenches. I was in the trenches as a Sasha Banks fan. Give her every title. Every single title.
Let's go to
Deserves
Miss
her
South.
flowers for sure.
Let's go to Miss South real quick. Go ahead, Miss South.
Hey, can you hear me well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can hear you.
So first thing I want to respond to John. What I'm saying is Booker T saying that about Bully Ray, and I don't like that dude. I don't like Bully Ray at all. That's like saying his WCW world titles don't count.
Correct.
Because technically, all the major champions had already left the company. Technically, his reign shouldn't count if we're gonna talk like that. Now, as far as this whole Mercedes thing, I would appreciate it if y'all would go watch my latest video.
I did.
I think I'm.
I did.
Cool. I think I'm gonna start making videos again. Mercedes Moné has one AEW title. That's the only thing they should be focused on. All those other titles, those are for other companies. She has deals with those other companies to show their title on TV. Tony Khan allowed it. She has no creative control. She don't even have creative control in AEW. I've said this 100 times. There's a difference between creative control and creative freedom. Creative control means you do everything the way you want to do it. Creative freedom means you can suggest anything you want for your character, but the booker on top has to say yes or no. And the booker on top is saying yes or no to Mercedes Moné. She ain't booking. She ain't doing whatever she want to do in AEW. She ain't doing whatever she want to do in any of those other places. Those people saw an opportunity, just like they saw an opportunity just like TNA saw an opportunity with Kenny Omega. Hey, I can get my title on national TV and get my company recognized by making her champion. Did anybody on here know of FWE in Austria before she won that title last week? Hell no. And I watched a shitload of wrestling. I didn't even know that company existed.
Mm-hmm.
Did you light skin?
Nope, but it intrigued me to go look at it.
And you've done that now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else on here know that company existed? Because I'm not telling you, I never heard of them.
Nope.
No.
My life, not I.
That's right. And now their title. In fact, this is what puts it over the top. Aubrey Edwards literally put that title around her waist on national TV the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
She
big.
sure did.
That's different between putting it on somebody's shoulder and a referee literally putting it around her waist.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get no better promotion for your company than that.
I agree with him. And that's the difference right there. That's the difference between being smart and knowing how to market your star and when you are jacking off corporate companies. You get it?
That's
so
right.
Mm-hmm.
the best thing for WWE to do right now is just accept the fact they dropped the ball with her.
Mm-hmm.
And move on.
They
They
like
can't.
I just really feel that the mentality that we're in, the era that we're in, I can believe it or not, this is a Trumpism type of mentality that we are
Absolutely.
living in. Like it's you can sit here and whine and complain without any facts. You can be a bigot. You can be homophobic. You can be all of this shit. That's why I said WWE fans remind me so much of MAGA. So much.
Well, think about it, Chris.
Go ahead.
Think about it. You're right. There is no argument because if you think about it, the guy who formerly ran WWE in his wife in Trump's cabinet, it speaks for itself.
It's right
Exactly that part.
It's my point.
But see, here's my thing.
Exactly.
It's my point.
Here's my
Wasn't her
thing.
son-in-law and her daughter behind her doing her
Yeah.
or doing her hearing? Her
Buster, the thing is, once again, I understand that you're going to say there's nowhere near MAGA, but like once again, you're a tribalist. So you're not going to agree with what I'm saying, which is fine. But all the facts is right there. If you want to be a Stevie Wonder and you want to run into a wall, that's totally up to you.
Man, Stevie Wonder
I
can
can
see
sit
that shit
here
from
and
a
I
mile
can say, I
away.
can give you, I say, listen, the motherfucker award is right in front of you. And then you're doing like this, like Jamie Foxx. Like, never mind. Continue.
Man, if Ray Charles can sense them wrists on the lady,
No, I'm not doing this.
Man.
No. I'm gonna be. I promise you, I'm gonna be nice today.
But I will say this: WWE is like that toxic ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. No, hey,
Either or.
Yeah.
that won't leave you alone. That will not leave you alone. Like once you leave them, they're like, well, they can't do no better than me. I'm the best they ever have, and blah blah blah. This.
That's a motherfucking lie.
And then when they see you do better, that's when they get to hating. Look, they did it. They did it to Tony Storm. They did it to Swerve. They kind of doing it to Mercedes because like they didn't give not two fucks about Swerve. But when he left that company and he became that man, when he became the first ever Black AEW World Champion, they was like, oh, some people are being paid above market value. Fuck that mean.
Right.
So you telling me? Wait a minute. Hold on. So Buster, you telling me that workers are not should not be able to express their opinions? I mean, don't you have like those over there? I mean, you got Triple H that's literally at a hearing.
Workers,
Him
rights.
and Stephanie.
Workers,
So
rights.
are we not going to
Workers,
keep that same energy?
Workers' rights.
Got to.
I mean, your
Workers'
face is poster. Your nose is poster. Like right there, we can see you. Isn't that a political thing? You ain't ready for that conversation. Let's move on.
Come
Go
on,
ahead.
Chad, say it with me now. Workers' rights. Workers' rights. Workers' rights.
If TK
Workers'
was
rights.
as MAGA as everybody is sitting up saying that he is, then why is Brody King coming out with an Abolish ICE t-shirt on national television?
They would have pulled the rug on him
In a
like Vince did on CM
where
Punk.
they are co-promoting a event with another wrestling promotion. They're not there taking it over. They are co-promoting it.
And on top of that, let's talk about it. WWE would never let someone like Hangman Adam Hayes do a whole promo in Spanish on national TV.
But even though they wanting them to like talk in Japanese.
As a Latino as well, that was beautiful. I don't care if like broken gringo Spanish, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was dope.
I give Hangman a 10 out of 10 on that promo because that's probably one of the best. No disrespect to my luchadors and luchadoras out there, but that's probably the best Spanish promo I've heard from someone that's non-Latino.
Facts.
Facts.
Listen. Having Brody wear that shirt and give him where they was marketing excellence.
And that's not the
that's
first time
what
they've done that.
WWE lacks.
But that's not the first time they've done that. Even let's call it what it is. When Kenny Omega, CM Punk, when they've all wore political like T-shirts, whether it's for women's rights, black people's rights, or just LGBTQ plus people's rights. They worn those shirts. Even Tony Storm, she says, "I'm here, I'm queer," and come running out of the ring. So it's not that AEW is a political company; it's that they allow their wrestlers to be themselves and be open about.
There you go.
And be open about what.
No,
They don't pull no punches. And I can respect that about AEW. And plus, they allow their wrestlers. Like I've heard people say, "Well, if you go like when what's her Mandy Rose left the company, she got fired because of her spicy stuff." AEW don't give a fuck about that. You can, as long as you come to work and you wrestle, hey, you can have as many spicy pages as you want to.
Facts, exactly.
I agree.
Let's do this arm drag.
Hey,
you said what? What did you say, Ace?
I was like, AEW was like, I don't give a fuck what you do on the internet. Come in and do this arm drag. Like, come in and have this 5-star banger. I don't give a fuck what you do on the internet.
Listen, man. I'm telling you that
that's putting more money in their pocket. It don't matter. I don't care if Tony Storm and them have spicy pages. That's just putting more money in their pocket. As long as you coming in to wrestle and you represent that title the best way you can, that's all that matters. What you do outside the ring is it's none of my business, and whoever cares. AEW does not. People need to start understanding AEW is not WWE. They do not cater to kids.
Here's the thing. The thing is that deep down inside, they know that. They just choose to be ignorant. That's what I'm saying. It goes back to Trumpism. Trumpism is being ignorant. Is being a child. You know what I'm saying?
But that's like saying, like Chris, that's like what people say about like places like TikTok and Twitch. I that's one of the mods for people on that platform. I don't see no 12-year-old millionaires playing video games all day. I see a bunch of grown folk and grown people doing grown people stuff on these platforms. So all these people that talk about, what about the kids? What about the kids? You are not. These platforms are not for kids. Stop trying to push that narrative and this agenda and propaganda. That platforms like TikTok and any of these other platforms are for children. If you want it to be for children, then you create a whole platform for children.
Right.
Stop that bullshit.
Let's go to Nina. Nina have her hand up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm reading that Ralphie, not Ralph, said that Punk and Sammy wore Palestine gear Saturday night's main event. But aren't both of them taking their asses over to Saudi?
Didn't think about that, did you, Ralph?
Yeah. We not gonna have that conversation. Y'all not ready for that conversation at all.
People are like coming after Bryan Danielson because we went to the greatest Royal Rumble. If you remember, he didn't go to any other one after that. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
so
that's when the bulk of like all the nonsense was going around. I'm not going to mention, but we all know what was happening at around that time. After that one incident that happened with the journalist, not going to say his name. I don't want to get this band, kicked off. I just got back. So after all that happened, Bryan Daniels was like, nah, I'm good. So
period.
They want to like hold Bryan Danielson accountable. Keep in mind, he did his one, and then he was done after all the nonsense was really going down. Punk, the nonsense has already happened and it's still going down, and he's going over there. But remember, when he came back to WWE, what was the words he said in that first promo when he came back to Raw? I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
So everything that man said leading up to that promo was absolute bullshit.
Exactly. The people may be saying free Palestine, but the government ain't. And guess who WWE's getting paid by? They not getting paid by the people. They getting paid by that Saudi government.
Facts.
But when CM Punk came back to wrestling, his first promo on AEW, then he said that WWE was the place that made him sick in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hypocrites.
obviously you
All
went
of
back
them.
to the place. So obviously you went back to go get the disease that made you sick in the first place, and that made you leave wrestling was all bullshit.
I mean, if that's how Philip feels, then oh well. Let's go to Ray. Ray, you had something that you wanted to say?
First of all, I forgot to mention this before, but happy belated Juneteenth as well.
Thanks
to everybody here and to everybody watching.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
hopefully y'all celebrated it absolutely well. And not only that, I just kind of want to like say the CM Punk thing definitely hurt me for sure when he said that stuff. Then going back to AEW, I kind of want to ask one question: who probably has a better run right now of collecting, title belts in our current history of pro wrestling between Kurt Angle and, when he was in TNA, and Mercedes Moné?
I would say Mercedes because number one, because she's going nationwide. Kurt Angle, this was just in one company when he was collecting all the belts.
I think at one point he had a New Japan belt.
But you say what?
He had the IWGP, but remember, that was during the whole controversy with Brock Lesnar because he wouldn't give that belt back because he was having, visa issues and stuff like that, and also just disputes over how his booking was. It was a very, very messed up situation. They were trying to get the belt back to New Japan, but the only way he could get it was to basically lose it in a match to Kurt Angle for Inoki's other promoter. It was just a wild situation. I think I talked about it years ago.
And I will say this. Mercedes Moné she's like breaking down boundaries of like women can be belt collectors, but also a black woman being a belt collector.
That part.
That's another problem they got a problem with. They got a problem with a black woman doing it. They got a problem with a black woman doing it because Indy Hartwell, she's being belt collector. Other women are being belt collectors, but it's only a problem when Mercedes is doing it. And another thing these people are talking about, oh, well, she's not defending them. I'm like, yes, she is, because she just defended the New Japan Strongwoman title and she lost it. She defended the Rev Pro title. She defended that against who's that girl that she did? Kanji. She defended that a couple of months ago. I'm like, she's defending these titles, but y'all saying she's collecting them, but she's not defending them.
No, this is what these humans can do, and this is a friendly suggestion. Use Google.com, please. It updates like every minute.
Free service.
Thank you. Free service. Free knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I had to tell. That's why I had to tell this woman. She was talking about, oh, she don't defend this title. I was like, honey, Google is free.
It is.
Google is free, and plus, she has a title defense either today or tomorrow against La Catalina.
Against La Catalina. Yeah.
Yes.
I love La Catalina.
One win.
Yeah, and she just won it. She just won it 2 days ago, and now she's about to. No, she won it like 3 days ago.
Jen, you are absolutely correct that critical thinking is not for everybody.
Right. Yeah,
the one thing I'm gonna tell you though, the one thing I'm gonna just tell you though, is that if you are lazy and then yet you still have an opinion, I need you to shut the fuck up. Seriously, you don't even belong in this conversation. You don't even research. You don't read. So your opinion is not valid. Plain and simple. Who is next? No, as a matter of fact, hold on. Matter of fact, I got a topic for you guys. Goldberg said that he is better than 98% of the WWE roster.
That nigga ain't even better than Jay Cargill.
Boy, stop.
He lying out his teeth now. For him to be 58, he's got to sit his ass down. He almost hurt himself coming out of the ring. I was like, oh
wait,
no.
Hang on.
5 moves of doom.
So I'm gonna say this one more time in the camera for you guys. So this old motherfucker that ran into a door and made himself bleed, the same person that blew out his shoulder and his knees, okay, said that he was better than currently 98% of the WWE roster.
Put that nigga in a match with Carmelo Hayes and see what happens.
Just want y'all to know that.
See how long he lasts.
You know, we gotta have like a match.
The last 3 minutes. Why you think Gunther said, "Yeah, I got 3 minutes to spare"?
Exactly.
Slap
that ass around real quick.
Period.
Man,
Is there a way to
Goldberg will
measure
blow up to a
delusion?
lock
Keep it a
up collar and
powerbomb that
elbow.
dude into oblivion. Watch.
Is he even better than Jey Uso?
Please.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm
but
gonna take Jey Uso
according to
Goldberg.
him,
That's not even a. Come on now.
right? That's not even a fair comparison at all.
Is he better than
Goldberg in a
Triple H?
match
He's
with
not-
Jacob Fatu, please. Put him in a match with Jacob Fatu, please.
Yes, let Jacob smash that dude.
Now we said main roster. We said roster, not
main roster,
NXT. Right, because that's
I'll
developmental.
put Trick Williams over Goldberg.
Yeah.
I would too.
Yeah.
I put Zach Gowans over current Goldberg.
That,
And he has on one leg, right?
He got one
Yes, he
leg.
does.
That's bad. That
I'd rather
that,
put
that a
Cole
nigga
Kingston
with one
over
leg is
Goldberg
better
right
than
now.
you. That's crazy. Go ahead,
That
Light Skin.
diabolical mustache you don't have.
Stupid. What you about to say, Light Skin?
Delaney is better than Goldberg.
Oh my god!
Shane McMahon is a goat to compare to Goldberg.
Yeah, and all Shane McMahon did was jump off high shit. But at least he tried.
Shane was a goat.
No, all jokes aside, we all saw Zach Gowans move against Ricochet that match, and I'm telling you, he moves better than Goldberg.
He wiggles like a fish, but yeah, I get it.
Can we put Bad Bunny
No lies
over
protected.
Goldberg? Because Bad Bunny was Canadian Destroy that man.
Hornswoggle is better than Bill Goldberg.
Jesus.
Hornswoggle.
Even the little people
Dork
from
the Clown is
Blueville.
better than Goldberg.
That's wild
Former
work.
WCW World Champion David Arquette is better than Goldberg.
And he's actually wrestling.
Yup.
Logan Paul is better than Goldberg.
I mean, listen, my left toe, and it's like black as hell, is better than Goldberg.
Oh no, man! You made like
And that toe, and listen, that toe been through some shit.
Sweet baby Jesus.
When Ginger Spice said Travis Scott is better.
You know?
nah.
That's
y'all
a bad motherfucker, I'm trying to tell you. Shit, it went through some surgeries. It went through some struggles in life. But it's still better than Goldberg.
Oh my god!
That is hilarious, bro. That is
The Hurricane
hilarious.
is far better than Goldberg. I will not throw in the Hurricane slander.
Shoot, Titus O'Neil is better than Goldberg. And
Oh.
he had 2 moves of doom.
And that man got waxed lips. And he's better than Goldberg.
Man,
No,
man,
and Titus
crazy.
slid under the ring. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
Get-
Storm,
get-
Storm,
all that
you
nigga
are
tried to do
better
is
than
bark at
anybody
me.
at this
Baba
point, bro.
Tunde is better than Bill Goldberg.
You said who?
Right.
Baba Tunde.
Who
Remember,
is
he was Apollo Cruz's general, before he got that.
Oh, Babalu.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
The ghost of Mae Young is better than Goldberg right
Oh,
now.
yes. Listen.
Wow.
Listen. Her
Make you
cherry,
recipes.
Gilbert is better than
her
Goldberg.
cherry,
is better than-
her
is better
cherry
than Goldberg.
titties is better than Goldberg.
No, Gilbert
Yeah.
is better than Goldberg. Remember the fake Goldberg? He
said
is better
Gilbert?
than Goldberg himself.
Gilbert.
Yeah,
Not
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Gilbert. That
Gilbert.
got to be the funniest fucking parody
That's
of
funny.
anybody. It's just, oh my
Hey,
God.
It was Gilbert.
Bro.
I remember Gilbert, bro. That was
Oh,
Honda
Sweet
Gilbert
Jesus.
was,
Another one.
huh?
Yoshihiko is better than Bill Goldberg.
Yoshi.
No.
Oh,
Even
shit.
though
No, you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
I'm
You
gonna
know
throw
what
a
I'm
throwback
talking
out there for y'all.
Yoshi.
I do Ruckus
You know
better
what
than
I'm talking
Goldberg.
about.
Yoshi.
I am talking about the doll from DDT Pro
Oh.
Wrestling.
Akira Tozawa is better than
Oh.
Goldberg.
Absolutely.
Layeska
I thought
is
you
better
said
than Goldberg.
Yoshi.
Oh,
Did you
yes.
say
Yoshihiko
Yaleska? Oh
is
my
the
god.
doll.
Layeska, yeah, the iguana puppet from Iguana.
Diabolical.
Santino Morella's Cobra is better than Goldberg.
Period. And
And they
that,
put
and that
people
shit is-
down.
Yeah. I'll take Santina Morella wrestling against Gunther right now over Goldberg for real.
Oh, Perry said
You ain't even lying.
Moppy is better than Goldberg.
Yeah.
Mr. Iguana is better than
Al
Goldberg.
Snow's
That's why I said
head
Mayuska,
is
yeah.
better than Goldberg. Al Snow's head.
Listen, this empty tube is better than Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
I'll do you one
And I
better.
wipe my ass. What happened?
I'll do you one better.
Nah, that's crazy.
The hand that came out of Mae Young in that skit is better than Goldberg.
And that shit
El
was moist.
Generico is better than Goldberg.
Yeah, for sure. El Generico is one of the greatest.
Hey,
That's hilarious.
Her and Chris Jericho still
that
moves
The
better
Rock
than
brung
Goldberg.
out is better than Bill Goldberg.
You said what?
The little Booker T that Rock brought out that during their Rock Booker T feud during the invasion.
Oh my god. Lil T or something?
Lil T.
Lil T.
Tyrese Halliburton is better than Goldberg, and he don't wrestle, but he in the game.
That nigga just moved.
Doing it with a strained calf.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
He's Bret Hart.
So wait, are you insinuating that a strained calf is better than Bill Goldberg?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wild word.
Everybody's better than Goldberg.
He said vehemently yes.
The mini Bret Hart that Shawn Michaels brought out is better than Bill Goldberg.
Wow.
Batista from the mini Royal Rumble.
I was about to get disrespectful, honestly, and start naming some other ghosts that may they rest in peace. Oh my god, no.
Dude, even
I'm telling you, Al
Goldberg,
Snowhead is
sure.
better than Goldberg.
The ladder that won the DDT Heavy Metal Iron Man Championship is better than Bill Goldberg. Wait, Ron Funch is better than Bill Goldberg.
Not Ron, bro. Oh my
Pac-Man
God.
Jones
Don't
is better
do that.
than
Don't do that light skin. Don't do that light skin. That's too far. That's too far.
This luscious wig is better than Bill Goldberg.
Jimmy
still
Hart is better than Goldberg, and he don't
You gotta take
wrestle.
that wig off, though. You gotta take that wig
He's
off.
a
You gotta take that wig
manager.
off. Take the wig off.
In all
Take the wig
fairness,
off.
In all fairness, that wig is holding better than Bill
Hell yeah,
Goldberg.
listen, my lace front is on motherfucking point. I'm trying to tell you, it's better than AI characters right now.
Jay
For real.
Cargill fake wigs is better than Goldberg.
Straight up.
Exactly.
That storm look is better than Goldberg.
No, Desiree, did you say the RGM laptop?
Yes,
is better than
I remember that.
The raw GM on the laptop is better than Goldberg.
Wow.
Michael Cole.
Which, by the way, was
Goldberg
Hornswoggle the whole time, if anybody
in the
remembers.
past decade.
So fucking flawless with this damn wig. I swear to God, my left
The milk that
I mean,
Stone Cold used on Booker T is better than Goldberg.
my left
Exactly.
nipple is better than Bill Goldberg.
Booker T doing it over Stephanie McCurr going,
Period.
is better than Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
I know the fetuses.
It's a lot
yes,
of things. It's a lot of
yes.
things better than Bill Goldberg. It's a lot.
Listen,
Wesley is better than Goldberg. Let's be real. And Wesley is due to get promoted February.
Back
That's the
to
way he's
NXT.
going. February.
I completely forgot Wesley existed. I'm not even gonna hold.
WWE.
that's wild
As soon as
word.
he cut his hair, he just lost all his aura.
That's what happened. Hey,
Second
matter of fact, oh, go ahead.
The
Though.
second WWE signed private party, Wesley is down.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you said this before, and I don't know why I'm looking like Jasmine Crockett. I do not know why. Why?
Hey, Jasmine
that-
Crockett is better than Goldberg.
Oh,
Say Jasmine
period.
Crockett wrestling. all day.
Period. Right.
She would eat him alive.
I totally forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. BJ, welcome to the Cookout. What you want to talk about?
Said Joe Biden.
Man, what's going on, everybody? I ain't got long, but because I gotta go to work tonight. But I just want to say was yeah. Unfortunately.
Oh, poor BB. All right, what you want to talk about?
So, what I want to talk about was, so how are we feeling about them just WWE basically counter programming All In essentially, and giving the women's review, but women's PLE rather, it's basically a cash grab because they're going to bring in all of the all the big name divas that they can bring in, other than Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella's storyline is probably going to be scrapped. But
The one that's on life support.
Well,
Nobody asked.
yeah, the one that's on COVID right now. Yeah. So, yeah.
and here's my personal opinion. I
Okay.
do
Go ahead.
feel
Go ahead.
I do feel like they're going to have some, because I live in the Atlanta area. So when everybody found out that Saturday Night's Main Event was coming here, everybody was like, "So Russell's gonna be here." I'm like, they're here every other week. I'm like, guys, there's like a promotion right across the street from our restaurant. So like, you guys don't even know about the indie promotion, but there's a whole indie promotion that's right there by my house. But when WWE came to town, everybody was just like, "Oh, there's wrestling here. There's wrestling here." I'm like, "God, there's wrestling here pretty much every other week." Y'all don't even know about that, but then y'all want to talk about WWE. So I was like, they're doing this to counter program All In. So my personal opinion of it was, I'm like, they've been coming for AEW since the original All In. So I feel like they're still a little, Triple H is still a little upset with Tony Khan about how they beat NXT mercilessly in the ratings that one time. So
I thought you had a question. You had an opinion?
Well, I do have a question. Yeah, I do have a question. I do have a question. What do y'all feel about like the kind of program? I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. What's your question though?
So how you guys feel about the color program overall? Because I know they're using Goldberg to come in. So how y'all feel about them basically using somebody like a Goldberg?
Hold on, wait, Chris.
To essentially try to boost their ratings, even though he's not going to boost their so too much ratings.
Can I answer, Chris?
Yes, go
Please.
ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this: there is no way in hell anything they can counter program is gonna make me not watch All In. I'm watching All In regardless, so I'm gonna watch AEW regardless.
I'll get to you in a second.
So they could counter program all they want. They could bring back Goldberg. They could bring back fucking Triple H with long hair. They could bring back fucking Brock Lesnar. Fucking, I don't care. I'm still gonna watch all of these wrestlers All In. Like, I'm still gonna watch that. So it doesn't matter who they put. Like, they could bring back Heath Slater for all I care. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna watch it, and that's not gonna change my opinion. No matter how many times they try to no matter how many times they try to rely on nostalgia to get people back. Because this company, without nostalgia, this company would be floundering in the middle of the ocean. So, nothing they can do can make me watch it. So I'm just gonna watch what I want to watch.
Okay. Miss South.
I'm just answering the question. That's why I had my hand up.
Okay.
I don't care if WWE counter programs AEW. No problem with that. But what you're doing is you're asking me to choose AEW or WWE. I'm choosing AEW, which means I am totally cutting off WWE. That's what they're doing. I made my choice. My choice is I am going to attend Dynamite that week. I'm going to attend Collision that week. I'm going to attend Ring of Honor that week. I'm going to attend All In that week. And WWE, I won't watch at all because they're forcing me to choose. And I choose AEW's weekend. That's it.
Cool. All right. So to wear encyclopedia, AEW is doing this job. Apparently WWE is not doing this job because they got 3 shows that on that same weekend. One of them is on life support currently right now. They need a respirator. The other one we don't really give a fuck about because it's a developmental. And the other one is basically a house show. So maybe you should tell WWE to do their job better and actually have a better product, and people might be able to gravitate to the product. But we're not ready to have that conversation, are we?
Whoop.
Just
crickets, saying. Crickets.
But anybody? Oh, Ray, go ahead, Ray.
I'm gonna just put it plainly like this, and I may sound like similar to a lot of y'all right now, but I choose pro wrestling over a show about pro wrestling, and that's fine. And that's just it. If they want to, but
Ray, why do you have to be so toxic though? Why it can't just be about WWE or AEW?
It's in my blood, bro.
Yeah,
It's in my blood too, but like you're being toxic right now. You're being
You're being so toxic right now.
Hey, I know which show Las Toxicas are on, and last time I checked, they're on CMLL, which is now with AEW.
Period.
Oh,
and once again, like, have you ever? Because like we've had these conversations on the Cookout before. Like, wouldn't it be a better place, especially in pro wrestling, that every company worked together to have a super show?
But that's
yes
where
and no.
That's where egos come into play.
I say yes in the terms of, hey, put you need to be putting pro wrestling out there, so give the fans what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But no, in the sense of let every show be their own show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my answer on that.
I would say that's where egos come into play. Because if every single promotion had one big super show, they'd be, all right, who's going to be the main event? Well, I'm Roman Reigns. I should be the main event. No, fuck you. I'm Kenny Omega. I should be the main event. And it's just like a whole, oh, wait a minute. I'm this person. I'm that person. I should main event. I should main event. I should.
But you know what, though? Just to kind of stop you, this is where they need to have somebody that's an outside influence that is not with AEW and that's not with that's not with AEW and that's not with WWE. That's how you counter that shit. And if you have to do a background check and a social media check to just make sure that they're not one of the ones where they align with one company, they can do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
Warrants, you're misunderstanding.
Oh Lord Jesus!
Nobody is worried about WWE counter programming. We just think it's stupid. They're the ones. They're worried about AEW. That's why they're doing it.
And like, why can we not? And Miss South, like, my question to you is like, why they can't come to terms with there is a problem with this counter programming issue? Like, why fans are not understanding that?
Because we still have a mad issue with toxic masculinity in a lot of these people who are in charge of these promotions.
Is that what that is?
And I was
essentially,
I was gonna say that it is, if you boil it down, it is pride. Pride. That's what it is.
Pride in what?
Well, first of all, Triple H himself lost to AEW in Vince's eyes.
Well, that's your problem.
Lost, and he got removed.
And Vince
that's your problem.
2.0, and that shit sucked worse.
I mean, like, the thing is, like, I don't feel sorry for Triple H whatsoever because you was so big, you was big and bad and bold. You say, oh, well, we're going to get rid of that company in 6 months. The company has been here for almost 6 years.
Swinging competition. It was a Johnson swinging competition. And guess who lost? Paul Levesque. You wanted to go out there, you wanted to be big man. Trust me, you would have been perfectly fine if NXT would have stayed on the WWE network. You would have been fine. Everybody would have been fine with that. Because I own the WWE network. I was going there to watch NXT and stuff like that, and old pay-per-views and stuff like that. So, like, I know I was enjoying it. Then AEW Dynamite came around, I was like, oh, I could actually use cable television. Guess what WWE wanted to do? Well, we're going to go to cable television also. And
they got too big for their britches, Ace. That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
They got too big.
They got big-headed.
Oh yeah, facts. We got white men.
Money talk.
White men doing promos in Spanish out here in Mexico. And by the way, the Arena Mexico show, there were 4 people who got pops. One of them I expected, obviously Mystico, but Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, and Adam
MJF
Cole
got heat too.
Hold on one second. Hey, Ace, can you drop down for a second? I'm gonna bring Adrian up because he wants to come up real quick, and then I'll bring you back up once we get another box.
All right, that's a bit.
Thank you, brother. All right, let's talk about let's talk about this little number right here. So WWE top babyface sings "Happy Birthday" at a Trump rally.
Oh boy!
But this is the same colonizer that was sitting up here talking about the black baby.
Who's that? Because I didn't hear this.
That's Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Cody? Okay. I can't see well.
I'm hurt, but I'm not surprised.
Take some goddamn glasses off, sir.
Man.
Okay, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Because I already know that you about to have a smart ass remark. Don't do it. Let me get this one, please.
Sweet Jesus,
thank you.
Homelander.
Appreciate it. But what do you guys think about that?
That's wild work, but not surprising. Homelander showed his colors, boy.
With the whole, I'm not defending it. I hate it. But the thing is, this is why WWE is in the situation it is with its fan base, because they've convoluted so much of the political world, the entertainment world, the corporate world, and all this. Honestly, he was there. So here's the thing. He was there for the Army celebration, but because Mr. Orange wanted to be there, everything gets lumped in together. And one thing I'm noticing about TKO and WWE, it's weird, but it's like, you know what? You guys are idiots. They want everything to be lumped together so they can be included in everything. And it's like, you don't necessarily need to do that and want to do that, because you're either going to be guilty by association or a victim by association. There's a no-win situation.
I agree. Now, Mr. Young, I'm gonna explain something to you, and please don't get offended by this. That's your president, not mine. Okay, so if you can say what you want on the cookout, but if you ever in your motherfucking life sit up here and say that he's our president, I swear to God, I will ban you. I promise you. Because everything that is going on right now, for you to even have the audacity to even say that shit,
oh my Lord,
it's asinine to me.
And another thing, Young Candace, the Bullet Club did not make any money until Cody Rhodes joined them. That is a fucking lie.
You know,
lies.
That's a lie too, man.
A throne of lies.
No, but bro, like my thing is that I know that you might not try to be rude, or you were being or you were trying to. I don't know what the fuck. But my whole thing is like, why would you even say that on a predominantly black space? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You know everything that's going on right now, and you're actually proud of that shit. That he's you literally can say that with a straight face, right? Like a deer in headlights. Like, he's our president. No. He's our president. You have to respect. I don't listen. What he can do is he can respect my ass and kiss it. That's what he can do. Shit. But I will never, ever, ever in the history of niggerdom, I would never say that Trump is my president at all. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, Adrian.
Actually, Boy Wonder had his hand up before me.
Man, fuck Boy Wonder. He ain't nobody. He ain't on me anyway.
Damn, it's like that?
No, it's not.
We seen talking about me.
Got me in Zamundo over here getting kicked out.
Yes,
damn.
Yes, you are in Zamundo. Yes.
Just put me in my place. Okay, I'm
go ahead.
Damn. I just had 2 quick points. Look, first, I serve my country so young kids can make ignorant ass statements, and I'm gonna tell you like this: he is not my president. I did not fight in 2 wars in Iraq for him to be my president. You all can have that orange piece of shit. Let's be real with it. And number 2, WWE is appealing to its masses, that YT masses who pay lots of money for the bullshit that they want to see on TV. And it's unfortunate that Homelander had to go be involved with that bullshit. But keep in mind, his wife is black. But he need to realize the audience that he's appealing to is the YT folks. Just saying, a majority of these shows now are going to is roughly 60% YT people.
Yep. That bro culture.
That's a lot of their fan base. And it's the culture. And they're going to accept the orange bullshit from Orange Turd. But that's on them. I digress on that. I'm going to land my plane and let Dedra and Ray speak. But I appreciate it, y'all.
So,
I agree with
one of the, I don't know if you've seen in the comments, it ties into this whole Cody Rhodes thing and race thing, is one thing I've noticed as far as like the Mercedes Moné hate. Granted, we obviously see it from, racist from another point of view. But one thing I'm starting to notice and pick up on, that a lot of the hate that she's receiving is from internalized racism from black and Hispanic people.
Chris, go ahead.
And the reason why I say that,
so what?
go ahead and put the soundboard for the clapping for Deidre on that one. Please.
Sure.
Because the criticism they give, and I've heard this, and I'm like, okay, there's wrestlers, like honestly, there's very few wrestlers. I'm like, oh, I just can't stand them because I'm like, okay, I've seen numerous heels, faces, tweeners, tag teams. I'm like, you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's like, whatever, just entertain me. But when it comes to, oh my God, I just can't stand her. Okay, what's your reason? Crickets. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's weird. How can you have the strong dislike for somebody, but you don't have a valid, logical reason? Right. And if you listen to their criticism, it's all her hair, how she talks, and all this other stuff. And being a person,
sounds like, hey, that sounds just like the Bianca hate from last year.
Yep. Oh, so here's the other thing. If you notice, most of the same people that criticize and hate Mercedes Moné, they love Naomi, they love Jade, they tolerate Bianca, but look at the complexion. It's internalized racism. Whether it's light skin versus dark skin or dark skin versus light skin, it's internalized racism. And they don't even, I'm like, okay, this is weird. And the thing is, go back to when she started. She was
cool, Kansas.
She was the only black women's wrestler that was being pushed to the level that she was. Now, the thing is, all these people, oh, I can't stand her because this is this. You know, I heard this and, you know, she did this. Right away, anybody who's watching back when she came up, right away, when you peeped that she was the only black woman there, like, watch. Anything go wrong, they going to blame her. Anything go wrong, they going to blame her. You saw it. And what happened? Oh, Alexa Bliss has issues with her. Oh, this. And the other thing is when she got pushed, if you see the distinction, they pushed Naomi as a black woman's wrestler. When it comes to Mercedes, add in AJ Mendez and Bailey. And the reason why I'm adding those two is because they're of Hispanic descent. How did they present Bailey, AJ Mendez, and Sasha Banks? Racially ambiguous. And what did that mean? They pushed them more like white wrestlers.
Now, OG has, I guess, a counterpoint. He said that he feels that Mercedes benefits from colorism.
What?
What's your response?
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That's ridiculous.
But I'll let somebody else talk though.
No, let's go around the room and talk about it.
I know why he said that. He said that because her mom's white.
Interesting.
Here's the thing, Chris. Me being a person who is biracial, I am, you know, my background, Puerto Rican and black and everything. I've experienced subtle internalized racism from all nationalities, including my own black and Puerto Rican people. So I can pick up on the subtle cues like, nah, that's internal racism. When you got black people criticizing another black woman as far as hair and how she talks and how she dresses and everything, that's subtle internalized racism.
So
go ahead, Sal.
Mercedes Moné came up with her own gimmick when she was in NXT. What was her gimmick?
The boss.
Mercedes.
She's the boss.
She was the boss. Was the boss, and she was also ratchet. Sasha Banks / Mercedes Moné has always claimed black. She always claimed black.
From her. She got that inspiration from her cousin.
Correct.
That's right.
Which is Snoop Dogg. Right.
That's right. She always praised and pushed up that she, you know, married to related to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has always talked about her being his cousin and that he's proud of her. He shows up for her. She shows up for him. It's always been only that. So I don't want to hear any shit about colorism or anything like that.
Exactly.
My entire problem with Mercedes Moné's run in WWE is one thing. Anytime, sure, they pushed her. They made her champion. But anytime they made her champion, what did they immediately do? Take the title from her and give it to somebody else.
Yep.
So he said that Athena and Naomi never get the same push through. Will never get through the same push. Somebody darker than a brown paper bag.
I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what? I don't know.
No, say what you gotta say.
Say
what you gotta say. Go ahead.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Just going off of Deidre, as a Cubano myself and somebody that, you know, looked up to Cody Rhodes even when he was in the Bullet Club, even before the Bullet Club and stuff. It hurts. It hurts me a lot, even though I'm not surprised to see this, eventually come up because.
Hang on, time out. Okay, so I just have to say this. So Mid-South, you got kicked off by TikTok. So I encourage you guys, if you are riding in your car, please do not show your face, because if they see it, they will kick you off. And I have no power over that. So come back. If you're able to come back, come back. Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Hold on a second. Yeah, that was my friend. But yeah, just wanted to say there's a lot of colorism and everything in the Latino community that still happens from hundreds of years. Mm-hmm. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Jarvis, hold on. Hey, Jarvis.
Who's Jarvis?
My dog.
Oh.
Jarvis. Sorry. Yeah, Jarvis. Yeah.
You got banned until tomorrow? Oh, damn. That's fucked up. Okay.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, to piggyback off this comment of the freaking Athena Naomi thing, they would never get the same push. Naomi's a former TNA champion. She just won Money in the Bank. What damn program are you watching? Or are you even watching the program? Athena's been the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion. Like, what the hell are you watching? Like, this is where we talk about this freaking stupid WWE brainwashed mindset of professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the other thing I want to touch on is with Bianca Belair. Most of us figure, like, she's, you know, her character's like plateaued and everything. You want to know why?
W2, bro.
I just realized this. Her character is practically based off of Zoe Sandlander's character from Drumline.
Not Drumline.
Watch Drumline. What are the Street Profits?
Okay.
They're literally caricatures from that movie.
That's wild work.
Wow.
That's wild work.
Think about it.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and most people don't even realize this. No, there's barely any black people in the creative for WWE. What do you think these white people are gonna do? They're gonna go on any black blog, any black website, Vibe, XXL, what's another one? The Jasmine brand. They're gonna go up on all these sites. Ooh, what's the popular black movie that people watched back then? Ooh, we should create a character after that character in that movie because black people will identify with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing creative or authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the follow-up question here, just for you, because you're rolling right now. I wanted to follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that the Street Profits are based off characters from Drumline?
You know what? One, I was thinking of Zoe's. I remember watching a movie and Zoe Sandlander's, you know, she whipped her hair, and I'm like, wait a minute, Bianca does that. But then you look at the when not Drumline, this thing, Stomp. Not Stomp. What the hell was that?
Stomp the Yard?
Yeah, Stomp the Yard. If you look at the Street Profits, they're caricatures of the Laz Alonso and the other fraternity.
I did
the
not
Stomp
think
Dancers.
I did not think of that. I did not think of that.
That's
at
why
all.
That's why I'm like, yo, wait a minute.
It's crazy work.
Like, granted, in professional wrestling, you're gonna get influences from other movie medias. I mean, the Road Warriors got influence from stupid Mad Max movie, The Road Warriors. So I'm like, okay, you're gonna draw influence. That's different. But when you're creating a character from a cultural movie, and we should bring them and they should do the exact same thing. When you want them to do the exact same thing from a movie, that's exploitation. I'm sorry. That's not creating a different character. I'm like, what the hell? And that's why, if you look at most black wrestlers in WWE, there is a hint of black stereotypes and some form of like derivement from a black popular movie.
That's interesting.
It is.
That's interesting.
He is correct.
Any thoughts?
He's correct. Because when he said something about Stomp the Yard, he is exactly correct. The Street Profits act like Theta Nu Theta.
Am I wrong?
That's
Damn aside, they act just like them.
you not for now going back and thinking about that shit. You might have a point, and it's always like it aligns with like black culture. It's like they can't allow them to be themselves. It's like they have to have something that aligns with a movie Friday or like Stump the Yard or like some type of ghetto ass movie.
I mean,
yeah.
Think about it. I mean, when you got an X-Pac walking down and with makeup on his face and whatnot, like where you think that's coming from and everything else, and you know, like I said in the comment, The Rock got his inspiration from the movie Friday to come up with that loudmouth yelling gimmick and everything else, because like you say, WWE don't got nobody of melanin descent in the background, so they got to go to movies, the source, and everything else, Double XL and what I mean. Like, think about it. Vince knew nothing about the movie Scarface when Scott Hall had bought the Razor Ramon character to him.
Chinko.
Exactly, and that's not even our movie. Well, I mean, it's our movie, but it's not even our movie when you think about it.
Exactly.
Right, but that speaks more to Vince McMahon being out of touch with pop culture in general. But I think that, like, a couple of things, like wrestling, right? Like, the idea that WWE does not have diverse creative, I think that's absolutely right. That's clear in so many things in the way it's presented. But I think so many characters that we see, there's a lot of emphasis on the individual to like come up with the character or make the character their own. That's number one. And number two, like the idea of taking an inspiration from something that exists in pop culture and creating a wrestling character out of it, like that's just smart. Like you take something that already exists and you see that and you're like, oh, that'd be a good wrestling character. I see stuff all the time in movies that I think, oh my God, that'd be a good wrestling character. Like that's just smart. You take a character. Hold on. That's just smart creative. Being creative in general is taking something that you see done well.
Okay.
There's a clip of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns talking about how they were sitting around talking one day, and he said, and Roman Reigns said something about like, you know, nobody gives me credit for all the things that I've done. And then Paul Heyman says, you know, I thought of this character from this movie who that reminds me of, and he's like, that's it. That's the tribal chief character. Like that's a basic concept of being creative.
Okay, but Warrens, but I'm gonna disagree with you. I understand what you're saying, but you're telling me that Flash Funk was a great character that was based off of Superfly. Like, come on,
blaxploitation films.
Flash Funk was not a great character. Flash Funk was a terrible character. They had no intention of ever making that character any depth. I will say this, but like if you're Too Cold Scorpio and they give you that gimmick and you say, all right, you know what, I'm gonna make this work, then you find some way to say, hey,
but that's what
let me try to give a little depth to this character.
Too Cold Scorpio was great when he had his WCW run. He was even good when he was in ECW. But I mean, to change him up, to make him look like a 5'9" bald-headed pimp, like come on, man, like come on, man,
not a pimp.
Like, dude, come on, man, like that like I said, that I mean, dude, that was worse than it couldn't have been no worse than when X-Pac was walking down and had makeup on his face for goodness sake to mock the Nation of Domination. But at the end of the day, like again, it got like that balance that it was not, it never really balances in our favor, and it will. And truth be told, it won't balance in our favor. We're not going to continue to have to play this step and fetch like, oh, okay, well, I'll see this character. Like, look at what they did to the Red Rooster. I mean, they called him the Red Rooster for goodness.
Terry Taylor.
Rooster.
An accomplished wrestler. Turned into the Red Rooster.
They called him the Red Rooster. Like, oh, why? Because we're going to go into the box of gimmicks. And this is a white guy I'm talking about. A great
I thought that was like for hot sauce.
No.
This is WWE's history.
they had what they called the box of gimmicks, where they would go ahead and they would place a list of names for each. Like, come on, think about it. What did they call Stone Cold before he accomplished himself in the? No. I'm talking about the WWE. They called him the Ringmaster, and he had to break away from that, break away from Ted DiBiase before he can come up with the name Stone Cold. Like.
Which his wife actually inadvertently actually said, like, your shit is getting stone cold. And then that's when he was just like,
Like, here's the thing, Chris. You look at most of the African-American women in NXT, they're literally caricatures off of Love and Hip Hop and baddies.
And baddies.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Think about it.
Oh.
Think about it.
It's not out of any other spectrum but those two.
Oh.
But here's
There's
the thing.
no
Do y'all
sophistication.
think that the creative heads of NXT are watching baddies going, hey, I want you to play a baddie? Is that what
here's the thing, Terrence. Like I just said, they're going to search every medium that is African American, and they're going to derive from there. It's called culture vulture.
Yes. Wow. He's watching baddies. Why do you think he invited Sexy Red?
Exactly. Look at Adonis.
That tacky piece of work.
Right. I mean, one thing I would say about
the only
NXT, right? Like, it's clear that NXT has a clear target of who their demographic is that they're trying to target, which is why I think it's funny. Mariah May hanging out in NXT, like, I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that works out, because I don't think it necessarily falls in with the demo they're trying to target.
No, because they want a Timu Tony Storm.
I'm gonna say this much. It was only one original baddie in the whole WWE, and she's no longer there. And I hope that she get inducted into the Hall of Fame next year. And that was Jazz. She was the original baddie, hands down. And I think they took her gimmick and ran with it. That's what they did. Jazz was the original baddie back in the 90s.
I have to agree on that one.
Jazz, Jacqueline.
Jazz. I gotta head out, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, see you later, Sam. Mr. Light Skin Together, please explain what you have in that background.
What I have here is a poem written by Jerome Washington, where it says, "Black is not a monolith. Black is not a monolith. It can be hip-hop, rhythm and blues, country, jazz, and classical music that fuels the soul. Black is not a monolith. It can be fried chicken, sweet potato pie, jerk chicken, sushi, and arroz con pollo that fills the air with aroma of shared experiences. Black is not a monolith. It is articulate and precise, yet filled with colorful slang that captures the essence and feelings of people. Black is not a monolith. It should not be placed in a box that is reduced to limited practices. Rather, it should be acknowledged for the multitude of experiences that collectively create a true meaning of inclusivity. Black is not a monolith." So as far as I'm concerned, the characters that are being portrayed mainly by...
What's up? Go ahead.
The characters mainly being portrayed by WWE. Name me a character, a black character in WWE that wasn't a derivative of a black caricature.
And you know what? The only one I could think of, and they didn't do anything with him, was David Utanga, who's a lawyer.
Yeah, that's
he had a lot of like promise. He had a lot of promise.
But now going back to what Geyser just brought up, mind you, he's an articulate guy, good-looking guy. He had the physique, everything. Gee, he's a lawyer, educated, can talk with the best of them. Gee, why didn't he get pushed? But R-Truth did. And this isn't a knock at R-Truth, but this is a knock at how they portrayed R-Truth.
That's why. He wasn't that good on the mic. He wasn't a good wrestler. I don't know why people try to make it.
No, but that's subtle racism. Subtle inverted racism that goes over a lot of people's heads.
Basically saying is that they are comfortable with black folks being clowns and not our
crime time.
Correct. Because the one thing that a white person do not like,
stereotypical.
That's the one thing that they do not like. They do not like a smart nigga. And that is the bottom line.
They especially don't like smart women. They don't like smart black women. That's
Period.
especially one thing that white men don't like.
And that's why they
those
don't like.
things in general may be true, right? They're probably more than likely
That's not maybe true.
But I
that
think
is
that,
that's
like,
true.
but at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, what you're trying to make is entertaining and engaging TV product, right? And so I think that like there's a lot that goes into that, right? Like a lot of people will say, oh, well, you gotta, when you're trying to appeal to a quote unquote mass audience, you gotta boil it down to something they easily recognize, right? Like, so, and that's where you get like a lot of stereotypes will come with all of these characters. Like, I am not in any way trying to explain away racial bias or say that it doesn't exist. But what I am saying is that when you're making a TV show, right? One of my first jobs I ever had in TV, right, was working for the Maury Show. And I had a really funny experience one day when I was walking past a room where one of the producers was prepping the guests. And I was just walking past this room and I overhear the producer saying, so when you come out and you say this, you're going to say it like this. Like, how you going to say it? He's my baby father. No, how you going to say it? I want to say it. No, how you going to say it? He's my baby father. Right? Like, you gotta prepare you got to prepare the people who you're putting on TV to be interesting TV. The conversation is still interesting no matter what, right? Like, this guy's my baby father. He's denying it. The kid looks just like him. That's an interesting conversation. But as a producer of a TV show, you can't take the chance that they're going to be boring TV, right? So this translates to any type of TV that you're making. You want to make it, if you're making a drama, you want to make the character as emotionally, I can't think of the word. Like, you want to make them as emotional as possible, right? If it's a comedy, you want to make them as buffoonish as possible. Wrestling is like a variety show, right? Like, you got your Brock Lesnar's and Obafemi's, right? Like, your straight up ass kicker tough guys. You got your evil people. You got your comedic relief. You got your sex appeal people. Like, all of these things, none of them are like an absolute complete person as a character, right? So when it comes to these black characters, a lot of them are very buffoonish, right? But a lot of it.
Why do they have to be buffoonish?
Why does it have to be? It doesn't. The answer is that it doesn't have to be. But as somebody,
white folks, right?
It's too much. It's too much of this black explaining. It's ridiculous.
Hold on, Chris. It
doesn't have to be.
Wars. My question is, how you contradict yourself at the same time? You're contradicting yourself at the same time.
Okay, that's fine. Tell me I'm contradicting myself in just a second. Let me finish my sentence. It doesn't have to be buffoonish, but when you are trying to get on somebody's TV show, you gotta play a role that's going to make them put you on their TV show. So if what they want
black people
is
have to be
somebody
a
like
clown.
R-Truth, then you gotta play a character like R-Truth.
He's trying to say black people gotta be a clown. He said black people gotta be a clown.
Either we have to be thugs or we have to be a clown.
We can't even be thugs because they got rid of R-Truth when he was a thug, and they gave that whole stick to John Cena. They gave it to John Cena and let John Cena run wild with it.
No, they gave it to Owens.
We can't even be that.
Go ahead, go ahead, Denar. I can't even say your name.
I know, but I mean, if we want to be on WWE, we got to show up with a bucket of fried chicken.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they promote that shit right in the middle of the ring, right?
Also,
like you just said, in order, and then you can't even be black.
Dry ass biscuits. Right.
They're gonna have the black, but they're gonna give your black gimmick to a Samoan.
Also, here's the thing, Chris, and Geyser knows this because we did a bunch of lives and we peeped it. During the black matches, they had Buffalo Wild Wings as the advertisement. During the Latino matches, they had what? What the hell is that freaking Corona or something like that?
Yep.
Tequila?
Yeah. It's the freaking subtle racism. Like, how the hell are you gonna smooth this over? People aren't stupid. WWE plays.
People are not. People are not stupid, but they choose to be stupid. That's the thing. Being stupid is a choice, and that's people choices these days. You know? But we don't have to fucking deal with it now. With what Mr. Ware Encyclopedia just said. I don't know what the fuck that man is talking about because number one, black people, the only thing that they are portrayed as, and look at our truth. Our truth been a clown for the past 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the fucking street profits acting like they from fucking Stomp the Yard. I'm like, what are we doing?
Look at the Hurt Syndicate. When they were in WWE, they were sophisticated, well-dressed, articulate black men. Oh, we can't push them. We don't have anything for you for creative. We don't have that. No, we don't have that.
Then on top of that, then when the motherfucker left, then you had someone that stepped in. You thought that he was about the culture, but he really wasn't. And Triple H never been about the culture ever, ever in life. That man flat out said, "No, we're not bringing you back on." He's like, "Oh, well, interesting." But then, all of this black splaining, I don't want to hear it. I just really don't. Because, like, what you are saying is very hypocritical. It is black splaining, sir.
It's if you the person who played Cole on Martin, right? That was a foolish character. The person who played the motherfucker on Family Matters, what you gonna do now? Whatever his name was, right? Like, there's been plenty of people.
This is not a fucking sitcom, my nigga.
You have a choice to play these characters or not. But do you want to? Do you want to be on the biggest wrestling show in the world?
What was the purpose of those characters? They were all black.
They're comic relief.
So black people are supposed to be always comic relief?
Huh?
To you, they
were you heard exactly what I said. So black people are supposed to be always comic relief.
But they're not always comic relief. They've had serious black characters.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
Yes, there are many.
Gotta be comic
I'm not
relief.
saying you're wrong. There are many characters or funny characters that are black, but they have serious black characters too. Bianca's a serious character, is she not?
She's literally a character.
Bobby Lashley was a serious character.
From
Shelton
Drumline.
Benjamin was a serious
I'm not
character.
going to. I'm not going to touch that.
Why did you talk about Drumline? Like, she's still a serious character.
She's not a serious character.
She's not a serious character. When you going around, you acting like a goddamn stupid ass blonde. That is not.
She's the EST. She flips her hair around.
You wildin'. Bianca Belair.
So Bianca has not been treated like a serious character.
If you
hold on. You just said she's a serious character, and then you say so she hasn't been treated like a serious character. Those are two different things.
I got you.
So she hasn't been a serious.
Likely. Let me
so
ask
she
you
isn't
a
a serious
question.
character to you
You
because she
said
whips her
Bianca
hair.
Belair. You said Bianca Belair is a serious character. Is this a serious character, girl?
Exactly.
Yes! Because that's her telling. That's her saying, "Bitch, don't try me." Like, that's what are you talking about? Like,
so you mean all black
like,
people talk like that?
Are you saying that the only way a person
you're giving the okay pass for black people to be sensationalized?
That's basically what he did. That's basically what he's saying.
Okay.
What's
I don't talk like that.
Hold
I don't talk like
you
that
don't
on a
think that
regular
there's
basis.
black
I do
people
not
in
say
real life who look at the Bianca
on a regular basis.
But that's
you don't
not
think
you.
there's black
She's
people who
always
look at
talked
the
like
Bianca
that.
Okay, I don't
Even
wanna
before
go
she
everybody. I wanna
debuted,
actually
she's
talk.
always talked like that.
Terrible.
Are you
Terrible word.
There's not black people who look at Bianca Belair.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Can we dialogue, please? I just want to answer your question. Are you telling me that there's no black people who look at Bianca Belair and be like, "Hey, that's a real person"?
Shut the fuck up for a second.
Nah, what's wrong? Yo, so this is what's wrong. So hold up, let me talk to Chris for a second. So Chris, this is the problem with these spaces, bro. Like, I don't understand why the vibe in here is always
it's a problem
gotta
with
be
you.
people gotta talk.
It's a problem with you.
I'm talking.
It's a problem with you because you have done this super. You have done this. I don't know how many times, my nigga. And that's why I said when you open your mouth, you say the same.
No.
Over and over and over again.
Sense, but it's not my
you
fault.
not.
You don't know how to understand. You don't know how to communicate without talking to somebody crazy. Like, that's not a me
Okay,
problem.
bro.
That's
you
not a me problem. You can't talk to
problem.
somebody without saying shut the fuck up. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Sir, when you sit up here and you tell people that you don't do research and yet you're a producer, that is a problem.
I'm trying to say something to you, and
go ahead.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you this, Warrens. Do you have internalized racism towards yourself?
A little bit. If you live in America, you probably do.
Do you have internalized racism Do you?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I think anybody who lives in America has internalized racism. So,
Light skinned. I'm sorry. You were trying to say something. Go ahead.
let her finish her point. I want to see what she was getting at.
Because because you keep on saying this stuff about black people and how they're supposed to be, these characters supposed to be entertaining and stuff like that. No, we are not supposed to be entertaining all the time. We're not supposed to be entertaining all the time. We can be serious characters because I mean, just like let me take for example Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry portrays black women as these destitute, always needing a man and always being sad and depressed all the time, and that's not us all the time. And I get tired of that shit.
That's facts. Now you're speaking facts right there.
I get
that's for sure.
Tired of Tyler Perry's.
Look at the last movie he made.
Depicting black women as these sad, depressed individuals.
Period.
I don't love the way black people. I don't love the last movie are depicted in Tyler Perry.
Literally that.
And so I don't watch Tyler Perry movies, right? Like I don't like to me that's a simple fix, right? Like if you don't like the way black people are depicted in Tyler Perry movies, don't watch Tyler Perry movies.
I don't.
But I feel like you're
I don't either.
I feel like you're not wrong, but at the same time,
like,
she's in the world of wrestling entertainment, so she has to be entertaining. She can't just be a stick in the mud like with no personality. She goes and has a personality and is popular because of that. You can't just be on the roster and be bland and people like you and you get pushed.
She's bland as fuck. I don't know what you mean.
No, she's bland.
Damn a ding
I mean,
ding.
y'all can feel
Thank you for understanding.
Y'all can feel like she's bland. I'm not really arguing.
No, she's bland as fuck. I mean, this is the reason why she's in the position that she's in. Personality.
Here's the thing. Here's I'm sorry, Chris. Here's the thing. There's a reason why, and it's not racially, why they were booing Bianca for the past 2 years. At first, I thought it was racist, but then after a while, having colleagues go to these shows, there's a reason why they were booing her.
Because she's boring as fuck. And that is a black man that's saying that shit.
I mean,
let me ask you, why do y'all think she's boring?
I find her interesting, but
I bet you.
Here's the thing.
I bet you do. You also think that research is an interesting thing to do. You don't do research, but then you come on here and you giving us all this timeline about these TV deals and all this other BS. And then, I find it very funny that you sitting up here, you saying that you come in these spaces, then you want to insult us and insult our intelligence, and we're telling you that how can you do this when you don't even do this? It's just like it blows my mind.
That's the exact thing. What you're saying is the exact opposite. I don't insult anybody. I just talk about TV shows, right? That's all I'm talking about.
Here,
I don't need to MF somebody or call them names to make a point. You feel me? Like that's not, to me, that's not a way for grown-ups to communicate with each other.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Deja.
So here's the thing. I think what's missing the point, and this goes back to, I got to give a shout out to Mid-South because he brought this up 2 years ago. People look at entertainment, especially in wrestling, through WWE lens, and they don't realize they're influenced by Vince McMahon's preference of wrestling. Everything that's been talked about, oh, well, it's entertaining, it's this, it's that. Those are talking points from Vince McMahon that he's been saying for 20 years. But because it was the only game in town, and people, oh, I love WWE. I got so many, it's just, it clenches my heart. The sentimental BS. Like, plain and simple. And I've said this numerous times. There's a lot of wrestling fans, quote unquote, WWE diehard fans, that have the mentality of a child when it comes to observing content. Yes, you may be an adult, but your mind is a damn child observing WWE and comprehending it. Because you still relegate as a childlike state of how WWE operates. And when people bring up logical, mature topics, getting
their feelings. That's what it is, They're getting their feelings. I'm speaking facts right there. They getting their fucking feelings.
Ever since they became a publicly traded company, they've sensationalized, marginalized groups. They had the damn Mexicals coming out on lawnmowers. How's that entertaining? Tell me that. How is that entertaining? How is that entertaining when Chris Canyon,
nobody said
who is of the
everything they did was
LGBT
entertaining.
community, got his head smashed in by the Undertaker?
Oh.
Yep. Tell me how that's entertaining.
That's not.
Tell me how it's entertaining when Billy and Chuck were basically mocking the gay community. Tell me how that's entertaining.
That's not.
Once again, but we do this out of the spirit of entertainment, according to some people, right?
Hey,
But you know,
what,
whatever.
You know what? Another thing, Chris. Okay, you talking about Bianca Belair? Her character is boring. I'm gonna tell you why her character is boring, and I'm gonna tell you Naomi. Naomi was doing the glow character for so long that got tired, and guess what she did? She just flipped the script, and now she's doing this whole proceed with caution, and that is getting over like
I love it. I love it.
Over.
I
And
love
what is Bianca Belair still doing? She's still doing twirling her damn braid around.
Yep, twisting the hair. Yep, the same shit.
But
It
like
ain't
once
changed
again,
yet.
she's not boring. You know, and once again, if you're doing that to, I guess, defend your acronyms, okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing the same thing that you're doing. And once again, like Naomi right now, this is the reason why she's Money in the Bank, and this is the reason why she's going to be your next women's champion, because she found something that is that she brought another side out of her, and I can respect that. Bianca, on the other hand, is still acting like a goddamn blonde that's a deer in headlights.
Also,
so if you're gonna call that,
She won't buck the trend and tell them I want to change. She won't speak up and say nothing.
If you guys feel like her character is stale, I'm not pushing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, but I'm saying I'm not pushing. I'm not saying you even wrong on saying that. But the whole point was they have serious black characters, and she's an entertaining person. She can talk on the mic. She wrestles really well. She damn near checks all the boxes. Her character stale, like Alcina was stale at one point.
And she needs to change, plain and simple.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that. She can evolve her character.
LA Knight's gonna be the same
but
way.
At the same
He don't
time,
change.
my whole point is that they do have miniseries black characters, and I think it's kind of corny just to be like, oh, we got David Otunga. The nigga was boring.
He was presented boring. Here's the thing, Scam. Here's the thing, Scam.
Like, what are we doing?
Here's the thing, Scam.
Put on a
when
David
it comes to
Otunga
pro
match.
wrestling,
You can't remember nothing he did. He had a nice little theme song. That's it.
Scam. Here's the thing about pro wrestling. We can say he's boring and everything. Any pro wrestler we see on our screen, they're presented that way.
Correct.
It's how Vince McMahon wants them to be presented. Right now, it's how Triple H wants them to be presented.
Right.
It's not necessarily them. It's how they're being presented.
But sometimes it is them. Dean Malenko was boring. They wasn't just trying to present him as a boring character.
Here's the thing.
They eventually tried to like go into that. But before he was even in WCW, he was boring. Some people are just boring. That's who they are.
Here's the thing, Scam. Dean Malenko was a shooter in WCW. WWF wanted him to be this over elaborate character. We need personality. We need this. He couldn't just be a damn shooter, no nonsense shooter that didn't say anything. Bob Backlund was amateur wrestler.
That doesn't always work. That's cool. I'm not disagreeing with great wrestlers.
Oh,
that don't always work. That doesn't always work.
Bro, Bob Backlund was a freaking the second longest reigning WWF champion in the 90s. They brought him back as a freaking buffoon.
Triple H sits in that chair and goes, "Dance, monkeys."
Like, Chris, think about this, man. Right now, Naomi's she got the Money in the Bank and everything. She's getting pushed to the moon. But why is it every time a black wrestler, whether it be male or female, only gets a serious push when they're angry, they're bitter, people done them wrong?
Like R-Truth?
Exactly. You can't just be, I'm that guy.
And the crazy thing is that this man is getting, I guess, a serious push at the end of his career, which he's probably going to leave in about maybe in 72, 30 hours or some type of shit. You know, the same thing with Mark Henry. They pushed him at the end of his career. And it's like, we're not asking any type of questions. We're just black-splaining. And I don't got time for black-splaining. I'm telling you what the fuck is that I'm seeing on my screen. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we do all of this black-splaining and gaslighting and I guess gatekeeping because we want to protect our company. We want to protect our favorite acronyms, which the shit doesn't make any sense because while you sit here, you black-splaining this, then why don't you explain this? And then when you explain that, explain this and this and this and this all the way to fucking Z.
Let me ask you.
And we can't even get past the first one.
Let me say this. So if WWE has to, in order for the black characters to be successful, they have to turn angry and everything.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to AEW, if they have to be successful, they don't have to turn angry. They don't have to turn angry. Let's take Ricochet. Ricochet went to AEW.
Perfect example.
Man, and he is cooking right now. Like he is
perfect example.
Not angry. He is acting like a damn goofball. He's acting like
I love it.
Goofball.
Here's the thing, Chris. Here's the thing, Chris. With
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet, he went to the company that quote unquote doesn't tell stories and doesn't have characters and became a character.
Mm-hmm.
And is telling his own story.
And this is why your black-splaining does not make any sense whatsoever, right? Because WWE book you a certain way, like people have said that on here. And when they go to another company, it's like, where the fuck was this? Where, what? Wait, what? You know, he easily could have did that in WWE, but once again, it wasn't on the priority list. So it's like, once again, I think what you should do is you should look at WWE a little bit more closely before you start making excuses for them. That's the problem with the IWC. We're so busy trying to defend our fucking company, but we don't want to talk about that dirty ass fucking closet.
Hey, Chris, I just thought about something. Look at and I'm gonna go there because I can go there, being black and Puerto Rican. Look at the WWE, who they're pushing as far as African Americans. Jade Cargill,
go there, brother.
Bianca, Naomi, Obafemi, Javon Evans. They're really, really dark skinned. Look at all the light skinned African Americans on there. Carmelo Hayes, Johnny Jordan,
Jada Parker.
Yeah.
Do you see a pattern here?
Yep.
Yeah.
They pushed
To
Trick
some
Williams
degree.
too. He's a TNA
Trick
champ
Williams?
right now.
Yeah, Trick Williams.
Very
yeah.
dark.
Right.
You mean to tell me there ain't some
Such
subtle racism there? Complexionisms?
Moxie got him
dark characters?
I never, you know what? As long as I have been talking about wrestling and doing these spaces, I never thought we were going to have this type of conversation.
Like I said,
never
Chris,
thought that.
I'm born and raised in
You said how
Chicago.
many light skinned people are pushed? No, my bad.
I am born and raised in Chicago. I am a Puerto Rican black man. I've experienced the subtle racism, whether it's corporate, retail, everything.
That's crazy.
You can pick up on the nuances.
That is crazy.
Look at the light-skinned African American wrestlers in WWE. They're barely being pushed, or they're side characters.
Right.
Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan.
Before Ricochet left the AEW, he wasn't getting pushed. Remember, he got smashed by Braun Breaker before he left. Braun Breaker smashed him and said, "Oh, you're gone."
What was that? What was that, Warrens? I'm sorry.
But that's like, I mean, to me, that just doesn't match how historically racial bias is usually presented.
Oh my lord!
Like if you look at
we're in 2025. Everything is convoluted in that company.
You said
Where
how.
are you?
Let me answer the question. You said how historically it's the darker skinned black people who don't get preferential treatment and the light skinned people who do. Hence the old house versus field Negro conversation, right? So
the dynamics change.
The racism is to
the dynamics change. This ain't the 20s.
The dark skins, like
this ain't 70s.
It's an interesting concept.
No, this ain't the 70s, bro. I don't know where you from. That's not what you're talking about. Ain't a reality no more.
He's from Minnesota.
Oh no, he's from where you from? Oh no, he's from where light skin.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And don't be surprised if they're neighbors.
Right now in pop culture, look at all the rappers.
No, and look, he's so ashamed.
Light skin like praying, please.
He is so ashamed.
Oh shit.
Meanwhile, while I post where Triple H actually agreed for black folks, of course I agree with you myself.
Here's another thing, Chris. Here's another thing. Here's another thing. And this is going into the workout thing and everything. We know that people apply tans to make their their muscles pop out on TV and everything.
I love it.
Here's the thing. How many wrestlers in WWE are becoming orange, almost black?
Yeah,
a few.
Wait, are you talking about like white? Are you talking about like white people in the
Yes, white people.
It's only
that is not a coincidence.
Guess who they looking like? They looking like our orange Mussolini president.
They're looking like Carmelo Hayes.
Not
They look
Bryce.
like Tang.
Y'all need to stop.
They look like straight Tang. I'm for real.
because like this man, I'm like, did this man go to like the border or like the equator and get a tan? Or
that
like,
man got dusted in Cheeto dust. That's what happened to him.
Chris,
Taco Bell.
Chris, here's the other thing. To bring this, what we're talking about, with some more context. The head of WWE's creative said at a press conference, "I don't see color."
Right.
They brought in.
That's where he fucked up right there.
They brought in for their WrestleMania After Dark special a comedian who called Puerto Rico trash.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Be right back.
So what is this conceived notion? Oh no, they don't do anything, Rachel. No, they've
had bad PR, Dedrin, for the last 3 months, 3 or 4 months now. They've had bad PR.
You got MVP calling out Triple H.
Yep.
Well, see, the thing is, I'll tell you this:
on him too.
If he would have never said we don't see color, I think his best bet, his best answer he could have said was, we're trying to get
incorporate
as much
everybody.
equal. I think if he would have said, we're trying to get as much equal representation as much as we can for everybody, that would have been the best answer. That would have cleared your shit. You said we don't see color, nigga. That's like saying, hey, I got a couple of black friends,
Exactly.
Just like saying some shit like that, bro.
Yep, that's right.
And it's like you see this. It's like this. Like they're look at how they guys. How many times have we said on Fridays? Oh, look, it's another Mexican on Mexican match or Hispanic versus Hispanic match.
Perfect example. Los Garza won the AAA tag team champions. Why? Oh, probably because there was a Mexican or a Latino promotion.
Also, what Mitzoff said, Booker T said it. The black wrestlers aren't good enough. They got to be better. The fuck?
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard, bro.
Like, bro, the subtle racism. Like, yo.
It's a slap in the face.
See, I always felt like when Booker said that, I always questioned as to why. And I felt like he was, the way how I kind of tried to interpret it as in, like, how people always say, like, black people always got to work twice as hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I kept trying to put it as. But then it's just like, more and more, I'm like, I mean, there's not
the more
much
you hear
can
him
even
talk.
say at this point. Yeah, it's like, there's not much more you can really say. Well, there's not really much more I can really see it because this is like, look at who's under contract with and look what he has to do. So it's like, yeah, it's like, I hate to say it, but that's just the writing on the wall with that.
But doesn't that follow logically, though? The idea that if you're in a company that you are operating under racial bias with all the creative and everything, that you have to be twice as good to get half as much because they're going to criticize you for everything. Like, for example,
it shouldn't be that way, but that's how society is, unfortunately.
Bianca Belair is a million times the performer Tiffany Stratton is, right? But that audience took to Tiffany Stratton when she came on TV, and they were cheering for her all over the world, everywhere, right? Like, to me, that was crazy, but I understand. I get it, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, the young lady asked the question earlier about racial bias. Everybody has racial bias, right? When I see a black family on a game show, I'm rooting for them to win. That's my internalized racial bias, right? Like, it is what it is, right? Like, so the white people who watch wrestling, when they see white characters, they take to them more. When they see non-white characters, they're not as receptive to them. That's just reality. So somebody like Booker T, who's been in the wrestling business for 30 years, he's telling the black people, like, yo, yes, you got to be better to overcome this shit because this is what it is to be a performer in this business.
And so you're saying that you're okay with this?
It doesn't matter if I'm okay with it. It's the reality. It's
I
the reality.
understand. I understand it's the reality, but what you're saying is that you're okay with it. You're just shrugging your shoulders, like, "Oh well, that's it. I guess you know."
Again, what does it matter what I'm okay with? I'm talking about what the reality is.
But you're dodging the question.
No, I'm
just
not.
simply
What I'm
asked.
okay with does not matter. That's what I'm saying.
I just asked if you're
What
okay
you're
with it.
okay with doesn't matter. It
But
doesn't matter. I
But
would
it does
love
matter,
for
bro.
it
that.
does.
It
I
does
see what
matter.
OVW is asking.
So
Like, because even though I addressed it and said what I said, I'm not okay with the shit. I know that's what the society is. I know that's what we're looking at. Hell no, I'm not okay with it.
I
But
would
that's not
love
something we should
for
be
all the shows to
accepting.
be like NXT, right? Where they cater to black audiences, they feature black characters, they, when they sexualize female characters, they sexualize things that black people find sexy. Like, I would love that. But I can see what's happening, right? I can see that NXT is directly targeting a black audience, right? I can see that the main roster shows are not directly targeting a black audience. I just look at these things as entertainment. They are what they are.
So you want WWE shows to you said sexy stuff that black people like. So you want WWE shows to be showing women twerking all the time, huh? Because that's what we do. That's all we do, right?
That's not what I said, but I think that the way NXT, the way they present women as sexy, you can look at NXT and say which women are promoted as sexy, right?
That's what's sexy about women, black women in NXT, huh? Twerking, right?
Twerking is your words, not my words.
They
But
had
I
Sexy
said
Red on NXT.
You can look at the women in NXT who you think is presented as sexy, right? And you see the things that they point out, right? Like
none
of this
I'm not gonna lie,
stuff is
bro.
by
I
mistake.
think it's just your choice of words where you're messing this up at. I think what you need to say is how they present the women is a little bit different than how they present the women on the main roster. NXT, when you look at NXT, they do present the black woman, I think, in a different way. Yeah, we can see they do a little bit of both. They do a little bit of, showing a little bit of the sexy side, but showing that they can really wrestle. I think I'm hoping that's what you're trying to say. But I don't think they're catering more to the black audience. I think what they're showing is more different cultures in a lot of different ways. They're showing how many, different types of black wrestlers we can actually present and show in different aspects than just the regular stereotypical type that we've been seeing. I'm hoping that's what you're saying because that's what I'm saying.
Here's the question: based off what you just said, what type of audience do you think would like what you just said?
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry, it was breaking up a little bit for me on
Based
my
off of the way you just described NXT,
end.
what type of audience? Because everything that happens, right? This is another thing that's not my opinion. This is just fact. Everything you put on audience is to target. Excuse me. Everything you put on TV is designed to target a particular audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the things you just said about the way that NXT puts things together and presents people, what type of demographic do you think that appeals to?
Oh, I would think more of the younger demographic of not just the culture in general.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at like majority of the people that's on there, this is kind of something more. I would think like NXT is more for at least 40s and younger because there's so much more of a demographic of different type of characters and people that we're seeing. Like, don't get me wrong, the main roster's got some people, yeah, but when you look at NXT, there's multiple different types of representation. Like we look at like somebody like I think y'all was saying, you look at the Obafemi, the ruler. You see how he looks different. You look at the Trick Williams and what he's doing right there. You look at Wes Lee. All these three people I just named, three different black men with three different types of gimmicks that are completely different. Same thing if we talk about the women. You look how Lash is looking, how she's got her own gimmick. Lonnie's got her own thing. Jada Parker's got her own thing. All those people have their own different type of not gimmick, but their own kind of character. And it's not a regular stereotypical same thing like we've been seeing. And I think that's a good thing that we're seeing in NXT. I think the demographic is not just for the black audience, but also just I think just a whole demographic in general. There's a lot of other people of different races that really love NXT, not just because of the color of the skin, but how they're presented. And we got to give that to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is one that's giving those people, giving everybody that kind of that leeway to do a little bit more for the culture.
Also, to piggyback off what Exclusive said, the top demographic that mostly watches NXT is over 50. So who they're targeting and who actually watches is two different things.
Plus, NXT is Zamunda, where I'm from, and the main roster, like what Locke said, is Candyland. So there's just no getting around that. Okay, I just wanted to say this. Yeah, Jose Warrants is going to be Warrants, and I accept him for who he is. Mr. OG, you got your hand up, but you're not on here, so I don't know if you're trying to come up or what. But light skinned, I believe you are next. Go ahead.
I mean, we were talking about the characters and black characters that WWE presents, and why they happen to just be in WWE. I think they have this obliviousness to them, thinking that they could be presented much differently than what their counterparts have been presented as. I mean, you take a look at everybody there, thinking that they can be like the next Rock, but then they get limited. I mean, Dedrian already brought it up, the way that David Otunga, you are presented how WWE wants to present you. And they want to present David Otunga as this corny brother who was very educated and didn't get over it. Why? Because primarily WWE likes to see their characters or their black characters as comic relief. Why? Because it makes them feel comfortable.
That's crazy. That's wild work. So why black people have to be the comic relief? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get that there were white people that's comic relief as well. So I just want to just put that out there. But it just seems like black people are comic reliefs for like a long period of time.
And that's true. Why can't we get a black main champion on the roster right now?
Correct. Like why they can't have they can't have that same push like Roman.
They push us as mid carders. Look at the tag team division. Both mid card titles are held by black teams, but we can't have a black main champion. What's the deal with that?
And they're barely used. Who should be the black main champion?
I'm really hoping that Obafemi is that push to be the black champion. And Trig, I'm really hoping that that's the direction that we're going with. But again, we're only seeing that because that's what Shawn Michaels is doing. I don't know if we're going to see that coming from Triple H, to be honest.
But on the main roster, I don't think so either.
Here's the thing with Obafemi, and I mentioned this on my live. Guys remembers. All they did with Obafemi is recycle Keith Lee's gimmick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at the entrance. Look at the presentation. Look at his moveset. He just don't do moonsaults like Keith Lee. But what?
You got a point. I didn't think about that. I think, I see what you mean. Of course, we can talk about just American black man and an African, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the only difference, but I do agree. I think there is a lot of similarities. I think how they definitely booked him is definitely 100% true. I see what you're saying. I get that 100%.
Now to answer Scam's question, we wasn't trying to ignore you or anything.
Yeah.
Who should be the black champion? It should be Carmelo Hayes, since you made him the first draft pick of SmackDown. Should have been your number one priority, but instead he was the 100, or no, not even 100. This man, I mean, they shit on him too damn bad that he is too low to rate. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, it should be Carmelo Hayes.
He should have been pushed because he came up the same time as Braun Breaker.
Exactly.
And Tiffany Stratton.
See,
correct.
I guess we just look at him differently. Like, he's really good. I think he has more to prove. He could be like the mid-card champion at the moment.
Well,
like,
see,
I don't think he hasn't done enough to me to show he's main champion worthy. Like, he be main champion in NXT.
Wait, hold on, Chris. So, Scam, this is what we were trying to say. It's how the wrestlers presented. Look at how Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, and Tiffany Stratton, they all came up the same. Remember, Carmelo Hayes came in as the NXT champion off a hot feud with Trick Williams.
Yep. Okay. That's
and within a year,
I'm not using Tiffany in this.
But I get what you're saying.
Outside of their skin tone, you don't see the difference between Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker.
It's not. It's not about difference. It's about presentation.
Chris, you don't
nepotism.
Think about how
favoritism and nepotism. Yes.
Yeah. Think about how they really.
So you don't think the company
fast they
that
gave
prefers
him
a bigger, like, Braun? He's not that tall. Neither is Carmelo, but he's built This company likes
bro.
more
Think
built.
about
Here's the thing,
how they
Stan.
pushed Braun Breaker. They immediately gave him an Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
Exactly.
When it came to Carmelo, they kept hinting at him possibly getting a U.S. title, and then they gave it to LA Knight. Then they gave it to Jacob Fatu. Like they did not, and then they even gave it to Shinsuke at one point, and they didn't give it to Carmelo.
So Stan, here's my question.
I agree with you, but
here's to answer your question.
One person looks more built like a world champion that they've always had in their history. A more built guy.
But you gotta think about Melo. Come on.
My bad. Shawn Michaels himself said he has to work 3 times as harder because he's smaller.
Here's the thing, Stan. Here's the thing, Stan. You're going on size, right? Correct? Like he needs to be big and like Braun Breaker, right? What's Cody Rhodes' size? What's Seth Rollins' size?
What's Rey Mysterio's size?
And Rey Mysterio,
they're not big guys.
Okay, hold on.
They're not big guys.
Compared to Carmelo, watch this. Compared to Carmelo Hayes and who's the other name you said?
Seth Rollins. He doesn't have the same physique he had 4 years ago.
Seth Rollins and who else though?
Cody Rhodes.
Though next to Carmelo Hayes, they are a lot bigger than him.
Why are we having this conversation like we're still in the 90s?
Wasn't Carmelo Hayes?
And you said Rey Mysterio.
Yes, Rey Mysterio was a world champion and a WWE champion.
Watch this. Because Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's not pushed as a world champion because he was smaller. His whole shit was being an underdog. When everybody's like, if he was in this WWE today, he probably wouldn't be as over as he was back then.
Bro,
because he
you are
looked different.
Underdog.
He looks
bullshit.
Hold on,
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
You are changing the goddamn goalposts, bro. The thing about it is, at the end of the day, sir,
he was an underdog where everybody's built like a monster.
I don't give a fuck about him being the. Listen, I don't care about him being the underdog. Okay, the thing about it is that the man was still the WWE champion for only 24 minutes. 24 minutes, okay? And was the world champion for, 6 months? At least?
And Vince really didn't even want to give it to him. The whole locker room had to vote for him to get it.
Doesn't matter. Still, he became the world champion. So the problem is, I'm going to go back to Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is one of the most
Is Carmelo Hayes as entertaining as Rey Mysterio?
Come on, bro. Talk about it, Chris.
Bro, the issue is that if you were not going to push this man, you should have never drafted him as the number 1 draft pick on SmackDown. That is clearly the bottom line.
And they should have left him in NXT because he actually fits. Carmelo Hayes fits
I agree with you.
He fits the story that Trick Williams is telling in NXT right now. He fits.
Okay, Chris, I want you to know I agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying a whole different point about being a world champion. Rey Mysterio didn't come into the WWE as a world champion. He wasn't a world champion until 4 years later.
I understand that.
He had to build up stuff. Carmelo just has to build stuff up.
He's
smaller.
They be getting
oh my God, bro! Like,
forever.
What the fuck is the whole point of NXT if you're not gonna build yourself up to go to the main roster? What?
Building yourself.
They did not have NXT back when Rey Mysterio was coming up.
Right.
Yeah, they had WCW. He was popular on WCW.
WCW is NXT. What are you talking about?
I'm saying he had a mainstream name already. That's the point. He was already recognized worldwide.
By your logic, WCW was developmental.
That's not. What are you talking about? That's not what I just said.
You just said WCW was like NXT.
My point is WCW was on national TV. That they had millions of views. NXT does not get that. NXT is more niche than WCW. Do y'all disagree with that?
Do y'all disagree with WWF at the time, and that's why when Vince McMahon had the chance to buy them, he bought them and said, "Oh, you're going to be under me now." Remember the night that he was on both shows?
All right, that's cool. Do y'all disagree with what I just said?
No.
Okay, that's the point. He was already a big name at that point.
No.
Such a big signing.
Let me say this. Rey Mysterio was brought in. He had a little bit of hype surrounding him, but he went to a show that was written by Paul Heyman, who he wants to push younger guys than older guys. Before, like, they approached him to go to TNA, and he said that he wanted to get rid of every single old guy there and push younger talent. That's one of the reasons why Rey was pushed at the time. And let's be honest, Rey was exciting. He was fantastic to watch in the ring. But he was pushed to be world champion once Eddie passed.
Yep.
Right.
So
You
after
feel what
4
I'm
years
saying?
of being on the main roster, yes, or on the SmackDown.
He
roster.
was only pushed to be world champion because Eddie passed. If Eddie didn't pass, would Ray have won the world title?
He won two after. He won two after that. I hate people say that. He won two
That's
after
about
that.
it.
You say what now?
He won two world championships after that. So I don't.
I get that, but I'm saying if he hadn't won that first initial one, would he have won it at all in his career? If Eddie had not passed,
I think so. Yes.
No, he would not have.
Do you have no proof behind that? So
What do you mean? I have no proof. You
you're
have
doing
no
the
proof
opinion.
surrounding your argument against Carmelo Hayes. The land of the
I
giants.
mean, I'm telling you,
more.
Rey Mysterio was when he came to the WWE, he was unique looking. A bunch of giants. He's the only.
So
person
now,
around
so
there.
was no.
Well, bro, this is 2025.
I get what you're going at.
2025, sir.
You're
because
defending
one of
there
y'all
is
brought
no
up Rey
land of
Mysterio.
the Giants. What are we doing?
But one of y'all brought up
was-
Rey Mysterio. That's the only reason I'm talking about Rey Mysterio.
We didn't bring
we
up
were
Rey
talking-
Mysterio. You did.
I brought. Yes,
No, I didn't.
I brought up Rey Mysterio because you said that he doesn't have the look of a WWE or world champion.
Or the-
so I
or the
said
size, or
that
the
what
size.
about? Yes, it's about the size. The size does not apply in 2025. It just doesn't.
And just
Maybe in the
but I was,
90s,
but I
but
was,
not in
if I,
2025.
but before like everybody came off the mic after like I said that, I was going to go into more detail of he's not unique looking. Yeah, I think he's good in the ring. He's good on the mic.
What? What does that even mean? He's not unique looking.
He doesn't stand out. That's what that means.
He doesn't stand out.
Oh my!
No, he does not stand
He's
out.
the
on
second
roster.
reminds me-
single black star.
This
Oh,
reminds
my
me.
Lord.
Outside of being black,
I
outside of being black,
promise
what does he stand out?
I
with?
promise you, I'm clipping this bit. I'm clipping this.
Outside
I'm clipping
of
this.
being
You
I'm
tripping. He
clipping
don't
this.
stand out. It's okay.
I can't believe you said
How does he
that.
not stand out?
How
CM
does he
Punk,
stand out?
CM Punk didn't stand out for shit.
Oh,
Nope.
Daniel Bryan didn't stand out for shit. Look
Daniel
at him.
Bryan
It took
didn't stand
him
out.
a whole movement to get him to be champ.
Yeah, like
Yep.
what are we talking
You know
about?
when Daniel Bryan started to stand out when he grew his beard super long.
doesn't matter.
That's
That was-
aesthetics.
That
So
goes.
what you're
That
saying
goes to
is
standing.
Carmelo
What
needs
do you mean?
to,
What do you
grow
mean?
a
It's
beard.
aesthetics. Yeah, that goes to wrestling. You need aesthetics with wrestling.
So Carmelo
What you mean? The
Hayes
man look
needs
like
to
a
grow a
superstar.
beard in order to stand
You
out.
think Daniel Bryan looked like a superstar when he first?
No,
like,
I
moved
said
with the Nexus?
Carmelo looks like a
Oh,
superstar.
Carmelo.
As soon as he
What?
debuted, he looked like a superstar.
His
That
entrance
man,
was a
that man
superstar.
literally had a basketball gimmick, and it was hot in NXT. So why it didn't translate over to the main roster? Because the man was in Candyland. That was the
Oh.
issue.
Here's the thing, Chris. You want another gem? Look at how they introduced Carmelo Hayes. It's no different than how they introduced MVP on SmackDown.
Yep.
Same
I can't
letters,
disagree.
same gimmick.
I
Rinse,
He said,
recycle,
"I'm
and
him. I'm
repeat.
him." Yep.
Him. They putting that. They
Him.
Him.
and yet you said that didn't stand out.
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
Clearly
Okay, okay, bro. You got
not. We
it.
can agree to disagree, but he just don't stand
No,
out.
no,
the reason
no.
people
I
don't
don't
care when he
understand
come
you,
out.
bro. I don't understand your logic whatsoever. And it goes back to what I just said about NXT. What the fuck NXT is here for then?
Exactly.
Here, I got
I
a
mean,
point.
because obviously he stood out
Yeah,
because he went
that
to the main
makes sense.
roster.
Here, I got a point. So, Carmelo
Everybody
Hayes
doesn't
needs to stand
translate
out.
to the main roster from the
So
main.
here's the
why
thing.
the fuck did he? Okay,
They have
bro.
hits and they have misses. Adam
So-
Rose
so-
was a miss on the main roster, but he was over in the next week.
And he had outside issues. That's why. So
No,
here's the
no,
thing.
I'm not even bringing the outside. Before the outside issues, niggas didn't care when he came out.
Okay. Here's the thing. How can you stand out when you're not on TV?
Well, that doesn't apply to Carmelo. He's always on TV. He's on TV every single week. He's
No,
losing
he's
a lot,
not.
but he's always on TV.
No, he's not.
No,
When
he's
is Carmelo not on
That
TV?
man
What are
sitting
we
in
doing?
catering,
He is
bro.
not on TV every single week.
No, he's
You're acting
not.
like he Alicia Fox.
He's either in the
He's always on
background or
TV.
losing.
He's always doing something with the Miz. He's always on TV. He always has
That's
something.
that don't mean
We're
shit.
doing something with
nothing.
the man. Somebody that's already drowning, and you're gonna compare the.
That's past his time.
That's
Exactly,
wild word.
Chris.
He could be
That's wild
past his
word.
prime. Is he on TV? Yes.
The Miz is
he
past his
talks.
prime. The Miz
yes.
been in
he
20 years.
wrestles.
He's done.
It don't
Here's the
matter
thing.
if he's past his prime. Miz not even
Wow.
that good, but it's still he's on TV. Y'all just lied and said he's in catering. That's the point.
Here's the thing, Scam. I watch SmackDown every week. That dude is either in a backstage segment that lasts maybe 2 minutes and he's behind the Miz, or he's wrestling with no entrance.
With that stupid
That
ass
part,
trophy
He's coming
around
back
his
from
neck.
commercial break.
That part.
Mm-hmm. and he's losing, and he's losing the matches that he's in.
And this is the issue that I have with WWE fans. I mean, just look at Buster. This is the reason I can't have a conversation with you humans, because anything that we say, y'all go back into Trumpism. It's like, no, that's not happening. That's fake news. And the shit is right in front of you. So, like, seriously. But then, once again, we use this whole shit about black people, right? They was like, oh, well, they got black people in NXT. Let's talk about that whole shit when they go on the main roster. Let's talk about Carmelo Hayes. Oh, well, he's on TV. He's not being utilized correctly at all. But then yet you got the white folks with the bad tans getting pushes, getting main events. But then yet Carmelo Hayes, oh, well, he's on TV.
And
you
they're
don't see a problem with that?
Chris.
Hey, Chris,
They're MAGA supporters too.
Chris, I'm gonna address two things
behind the scenes.
This comment, LOL, Tony Khan donated money to Trump. That was 2016. 2016, buddy. Where's your meter literacy, Dan? Like, damn. That was 2016. 2020, no. 2024, no. The other thing is, and what Big South said, talk about what it means in wrestling when you get no entrance. When you don't get an entrance in wrestling, you are basically an enhancement talent. You enhance the talent of the other people, not yourself.
Dedrin, does that feel like a jobber then? Is that what we're trying to say? Because that's what I think you feel like it's a jobber.
Do you guys think Carmelo Hayes would rather not be on TV at all?
Right.
I don't like using that term because that's more of an 80s term in the industry.
Right.
It's more enhancement talent, which is more respectable and everything because I mean you are being utilized, but you're not being utilized to enhance your talent with someone else's.
Let's go to Light
Right,
Skin.
I got you, bro.
Go ahead, Light Skin.
So here's the preview of tonight's SmackDown. You had, of course, Cena and R-Truth. You had the King and Queen of the Ring semifinals with Randy Orton and Sami Zayn, Alexa, Asuka. Trish Stratus will appear tonight to basically make an announcement regarding WWE Evolution. Zelina Vega confronts Julia, and Jacob Fatu goes face-to-face with Solo Sikoa. That is the preview of tonight's 3-hour SmackDown. So, again.
Okay.
Where's Melo?
But once again,
hold on, Gene Juice. I don't know where the hell you get your information because you always come. Forgive me, Chris. You always come in here with some whacked out. Well, they did this. They did not donate. The Khan family did not donate to Trump in 2024. Who's your source? Like literally, who's your source? Forgive me, Chris, because this aggravates me, man. People talking these comments. Well, I said this. What's your source? What's your source?
Like I said,
not your opinion.
If you don't have a source,
because you don't realize
really
X is owned by Elon Musk.
Dude said it's on
X is going to be biased.
Oh my God!
I mean, and this is the reason why I sit here and I look at these comments and can you cite source? No, this is just my opinion. Your opinion does not have no weight whatsoever. So, why do you want me to go based on your opinion when you don't have any facts? You don't have nothing to stand on whatsoever.
Oh my Lord!
You get what I mean?
Forgive me, Chris. I was going to say, you know what the hell with this? I'm going to go for a walk outside.
No,
what
bro,
the hell,
I don't mind. I don't blame you.
Man,
I don't blame
the
you.
freaking anti-intellectualism in wrestling.
It's Trumpism, bro. I told you, it is Trumpism at its finest. People choose to be stupid just to be stupid. That's the crazy part.
My Lord.
Hey, Chris, I can drop if Gene Juice wants to come up here and explain where he got.
No, man.
Stay right there. Just stay,
my Lord.
No, but I'm gonna ask some people that been in here for a while because I'm gonna rotate the room a little bit.
I'm gonna drop because I gotta go fix myself some food. So.
Okay, I'll see you a little bit later.
Okay.
Scam, can you drop for a second? You can stay in the comment section if a boss comes available again.
Lord.
You can come back up.
Forgive me, Chris.
You got I mean, I don't really know how to.
No, I got you. I can drop.
Yeah. It's this anti-intellectualism in pro wrestling fandom.
That's legitimately what it is.
Up on Forbes, and I'm not seeing the Khan family.
Thank you.
This is an article from 2024.
Y'all, bro, this is some crazy shit.
It's wild work, bro.
It's like their feelings, and it's like you're just trying to fight a point that is just like be real with it after a while. Like,
you be outside more than I do.
Hold on 1 second.
That's his daddy.
Somebody said the Khan family.
That is from 2017.
I was, but now I was looking at this one.
So right here.
So the one
it don't matter what year. It don't matter what year it was. It still happened. That's like saying if you give money to, if you donate money to a racist group in 2010, and people find out about it now, you still like have that same motive. It's not gonna. You still did it. You still get money.
He still did. Okay, interesting. So are you gonna have that same? Okay, since you want to go on based on that, so are you gonna have that same energy for Roman Reigns?
I mean, come on now.
Roman Reigns gave money to Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said it in an article with Barry.
Oh shit!
Variety.
Voted for this man
Oh
in
my
February.
God, bro, you gotta go. No,
Oh
you gotta
my
go, bro.
God.
Like you can't be that fucking stupid. You cannot be that stupid.
Dog, that
You
was the
can't be.
biggest story.
You talk about win?
Bro.
That man voted for him, and he put in
Get the
the
fuck
article
off.
Vanity Fair.
If
What?
there's
It's
any,
free, people.
forgive me, Chris. If there's any film director that's watching this live, please make a wrestling version of Idiocracy. Please do it.
Who do I talk to? Who do I talk
This
to?
nigga said win.
I'll put
What?
some time and effort into it.
That was literally the biggest story.
It was around
3
WrestleMania.
months ago.
Variety.
Bro, you watch WWE, you stay on social media more than I do. And you gonna sit up here gonna say, when did that happen? What?
Wow.
It was trending on every platform.
I said what?
Yes, it
You
was.
don't know.
I read it.
That was the biggest story during WrestleMania weekend, bro.
Yes, it was.
Like, come on, man.
Bro,
Now you don't care that much about Roman.
give me like maybe an hour just to kind of process what you were just saying, because like that's not gonna fly with me, bro.
I got a question. Why is it so hard for everybody? Like, nah, dog, that really happened. That's the thing. Look it up. Like, why has it got to be? Oh my God! How did you not know that, nigga? You so stupid.
Here's the thing, where
why does it got to be?
Here's the thing, where
Because once again, Trumpism exists in professional wrestling, which either you agree with it or
It's
not.
about Trumpism. It's
No,
about
yes,
Yes, it is.
the fuck it
Yes, it
is.
is.
Can we?
Yes, it is.
Somebody's got to.
No, yes, the fuck it is.
What the topic of the question was? It's about. Listen, we having a conversation.
I don't educate.
know
I'm not going to
something,
educate the
and I
ignorant
asked the
whatsoever. I'm not.
Okay, but again, whatever.
Again, my ass, because you do the same shit when you come up on here,
It's
and
about
you expect
knowing how to
expect me to cater to you and your feelings, and I'm
I
not.
don't want to cater to nobody. It's about
Because you are
knowing how to
smarter
do it.
than that, and you don't want to be smart at all.
I don't know, like, what is so offensive about somebody just asking a question or not knowing something that you know?
Wait a minute. Pause.
Like, you just give
Whoever.
This is, and on top of that, I was.
Wait, somebody in the back. Can you mute for a second?
My whole thing is this right
Hold on
here.
a second. I think that's what's the name. Hold on.
I can't really take.
Okay. All right. Where's what you were saying now?
All I'm saying is the tone is always so weird. Like, what is the need? Why does everybody got to jump down people's throats?
Warren.
Like what? Why is the need to just jump down people's throats? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. People are tired of people being freaking stupid.
Okay.
They purposely choose to be stupid and anti-intellectual.
Is that how you want people to talk to you?
Oh my God, bro!
If I'm up here sitting up here and insulting your hold on. If I'm sitting up here and I'm insulting your intelligence, yes, I'm stupid as fuck.
And that's how you want people to talk to you. Okay,
you goddamn right. Because if I'm insulting your intelligence, yes, I'm going to give them that same energy. Yes. So right now you are being you're not being smart right now. Yes, I am saying that to you. Because quite frankly, I am done with the dumb. It's asinine. Y'all sit here and y'all act like y'all don't know what the fuck happened, and that shit literally trended all over social media. I'm not going to be nice. If you think that I'm one of them niggas where I'm going to sit up here and be nice and you literally can research that same shit, no, I'm not going to be fucking nice to you. You got me fucked up.
And a bunch of content creators outside of this space did videos on Roman Reigns voting for Trump. That article in Variety in February, going into March. Like, what people are tired of is freaking
about it too, Dedrian.
Like, people, man, thank you. People, oh my lord. Man, people are tired of people being redundantly ignorant and purposely ignorant in these spaces. They're tired of people coming on these lives, giving the runaround questions and, oh, well, they're ignorant and they don't treat. Stop being stupid. Google's free and Google's user-friendly. Use your damn brain. The hell, it's not a crime to use critical thinking.
And this is why we are tired of the bullshit.
Like, here's the thing. People need freaking information to be fed to them like baby food.
Is there any other questions that you may have?
I'm sorry that this makes people so upset. But listen, all I'm saying is, just as a matter of perspective, everybody might not be up on all the wrestling drama, okay? Like, it's possible that people got other things going on in their world where they don't know about all the things. It's okay.
They don't cast an opinion.
Dog, yeah.
Thank you.
What the
Like,
fuck?
damn
it, man. Don't say nothing then, bro.
We
If you don't
are-
have all the facts, shut the fuck up.
That's the thing. We're in a wrestling space.
Oh my
Hey, you-
God. How fucking clear can you be? I mean, like, bro. Oh my God. But then yet, listen. Motherfuckers in the comment section is so goddamn worried about my damn wig, and they're not worried about the damn comment, the fucking conversation that we literally having. Once again, Trumpism. I'm telling you.
Wait,
It's
Chris,
ridiculous.
you were wearing a wig? I didn't even know that. My bad.
You said what?
I said I didn't even know you was wearing a wig. That's crazy.
Shut your ass up. You know that this was a fucking wig, bro. You know I'm boy-headed. Shut up.
Like, here's the thing, Chris.
What's up?
We can say, oh, people aren't used to it, or they're not up to hip or uninformed. I know the difference of people who don't know wrestling news and people who join these spaces. You know what? A lot of these people who join these spaces that want to give an opinion, they're meddlers. That's all they meddle.
Yeah.
Because 9 chances out of 10, a lot of people that come on these spaces don't host their own lives. They piggyback off other people's lives. And I'm saying it as a Chris.
We're not gonna have that conversation.
Chris, let me take off the gloves and everything. I am a content creator and I'm a
do.
social media consultant who manages over 30 social media accounts on 8 different platforms. I see everything. Chris, you know the conversations we had about social media, and you're like, damn, you have a pulse on everything. Geyser knows where I'm coming from. Boy Wonder knows where I'm coming from. People choose to be ignorant and stupid for popularity because they get seen and noticed. Because remember what I said a few months ago. You got a bunch of people in this wrestling space that have this freaking dopamine high of this entertainment that clouds and blocks their critical thinking skills. They get aggressive, passive, very dismissive of anything that isn't their opinion. Like, whatever. All because of that damn dopamine high.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. Let's see. Let's go with True Seeker. True Seeker, welcome to the Cookout. What you want to talk about?
What's going on? Nah, I was passing by. I didn't really know what y'all were talking about. I just hopped up here because I feel like talking about wrestling. Don't really have anything really to talk about here. I mean, I'm pretty sure once you start going, I'll have something to say.
So currently, what we're talking about, we were talking about like Carmelo Hayes, and that was a very interesting conversation. And now people in the comment section is trying to troll me, which is fucking hilarious because one of them, he sat up here. We were talking about that WWE is starting to turn into MAGA, right? And I brought up, I was like, okay, so this is what happened. So he literally said that Tony Khan donated to MAGA. I think it was like 2016. Was that?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah. See, like I didn't know that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, so are you gonna have that same energy for Roman Reigns? He's like, when did that happen?
Okay, that's what that can. Okay, yeah, that happened in like February. That happened right before Mania.
Right,
Like,
but he said
yeah.
But yeah, this man is always in my space, and I'm always talking about this shit. So maybe I was on mute when I was saying all this shit, but I guess he cares more about my lace front other than what happened like 3 months ago. So I mean, hey, if we want to sit here and play Chris, I mean, we can.
Wait, Chris, that's a lace front?
Yes, it's a lace front. It's fucking luxurious.
I'm just over here just trolling. I'm just playing.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take it. So anyway, yeah, like my whole thing is, True Seeker, I'm getting tired of people insulting my intelligence and the people that actually do this shit for a living. Like being a content creator, I do this shit because I enjoy these spaces. I enjoy doing these talks. But when you sit here and you constantly keep trying to tone police and like try to, I guess, get some type of emotion out of me, and knowing that I know this shit, and you're literally sitting here talking about, no, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. That's fake news. And I'm literally sitting up here and I'm telling you, here's the source. But then yet they come up with some dumbass excuse or black-splaining to try to get you to understand that, no, your point is this is my point. This is not my point, but this is my opinion about the matter. But I'm like, okay, prove it. I can't prove it because this is my point. So why the fuck are you talking?
And I'm glad you said that. So I have something to add, and now it hits me. And I think that this happens in a lot of debates, not just this one. Even when it comes to people debating different superstars versus like one superstar versus another, a lot of people will have an opinion about shit they didn't see, shit they didn't go back and watch. They'll say an opinion, and it's just like, all right, well, how many Bret Hart matches? You hate Bret Hart, okay? How many Bret Hart matches did you watch? Only 3. Dude, what the fuck? Like, you only watched 3 Bret Hart matches, and you making a conclusion like that? Like, I get if you don't like the guy, but what I'm saying is, a lot of people say a lot of crazy takes and a lot of crazy opinions, but they never done the work to support their opinion. And that happens all through TikTok. And it's just like, yo, come on, y'all. We got to have a little bit more, like, we got, like, you're saying debates and saying points that you didn't even debate, that you didn't even go make sure that you did the facts on. And like, so basically, when you end up arguing with this person or debating with this person, you end up getting to the fact where you realize, like, wait, you only watch how many matches and you have an opinion? It's just like, that's the beam all through TikTok.
You get to the heart of the matter,
and the thing is, true.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people don't like when you bring up that fact. People expect people to be dumb. Like, oh, I'm going to let you talk and not notice anything.
Right.
But then when if you listen and pay attention, like, wait a minute, whoa, there's a whoa, there, wait, no, there's something off about what you just said.
Right, right, and then when you pin them against the corner, now all of a sudden you all types of names and blah blah. Like they're gonna start trolling you in the comments and saying, oh well, Monet is MAGA too, you know, and I'm just like, okay, name your source. Tell us your source. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of people that I don't pay attention to whatsoever. I'm like, because number one, my whole thing is to spread awareness, talk about the wrestling, talk about the shit that you motherfuckers don't talk about on social media. You know what I'm saying? But yet we talk about this shit in parties, we talk about this shit at the arenas, but we don't talk about this shit in spaces because these motherfuckers do not have any huevos, or you know, in Spanish terms. So
comment doors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the reason why I get these jollies off of people calling me a troll, or they're saying like, "Oh, he's blowing a gasket again." First of all, why in the hell are you tone policing? It's weird. It's very weird. But so anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, very much so. So once again, while we're on the subject, I mean, we can talk about like why you guys glazing Goldberg, and this man is like got one foot in the bag and the other one in yeah. So
hey, Chris,
I can't stand Goldberg.
Hey Chris, I gotta go. Thank you for having me and everything, man. If you want to stop by my live later tonight, just pop in, man.
I'm not watching SmackDown, so I'll be.
Actually, Ball Bro, he's gonna be on my live. He's watching the Fantastica Mania in Mexico.
I'll watch that.
and everything. So he's gonna provide updates on the live with me and everything. So you can, if you guys want to know what's happening in Mexico with CMLL, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan Strong, and RevPro, just hop on my live. We'll be talking about it.
All right, cool. See you later.
Peace.
All right.
Peace, man.
Buster, I know that you're sitting there, you're recruiting. So if you want your friend to come up and have a conversation, we can have that conversation. But if you don't want to come up here, I think you should stop volunteering people to do that. Okay? Thank you. All right. Anything else? What?
This shit do sound like customer service.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to sound like that. But I do use this. This is my I guess I'm never mind. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm trolling.
Familiar spots.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice because I don't want people thinking that I'm blowing a gasket. Just trying to be customer service friendly. What's wrong with that?
That feeds into your heel character, bro.
I know, right?
Keep doing that shit.
I want y'all to love me instead of hating on me and trolling me, and I love you too. I know, but some of you just want to throw me out the window, but you're not that strong enough to throw me out one. So, but yeah, I'm gonna still be me. But anyway, anything else that you guys want to discuss?
Dog, you brought up Goldberg. I know that's been like a huge topic, and it'll continue to be a huge topic heading into July and all that. But I low-key think WWE is doing them dirty, bro. As I was thinking about it, first of all, I don't believe Goldberg deserves a retirement match. I think WWE has ruined his mystique.
He doesn't deserve to breathe.
I ain't gonna go that far, bro.
Agree. No, after what he did to Bret Hart, agree.
He doesn't deserve to breathe. And the reason why I say that shit is because my nigga, bro, you are not sympathetic whatsoever, but you want people to look at your retirement match when you literally almost took the Undertaker out with a vertical
I was about to say that. He almost had a line.
Seriously. And then you took out Bret Hart when he literally told you not to do the super kick, and you did it anyway. So why should I be sympathetic to a nigga that's not even sympathetic to somebody else's career? Please answer that question.
No,
and I'm still in my customer service voice too.
I feel that. But I was just saying. I think WWE is doing him dirty, giving him this retirement match, because I don't even think it's a tribute. Usually, when you have your retirement match, it's a tribute. They're sending you off, thanking you for your services. I think they're just using Goldberg in this headline of his retirement to add on to the counter programming of AEW that we
Come on, bro. Thank you. Come on.
I think that's what. I feel like they're just doing it. I mean, nobody cares about the match, but it's the headline and the YouTube clicks and the social media engagement. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think they doing him dirty, but at the end of the day, he doesn't deserve it for a variety of reasons, man. Dude hurt himself, I heard, trying to do the kicks that
he did
took Bret Hart out.
Yep. He matter of fact, I think he broke not broke, but he broke his shoulder his shoulder. Yeah. He broke his shoulder and then his knees is blown out or whatever. So he definitely can't do any ground grapples or anything like that because he got bad knees. So my whole thing is why the fuck are you even trying to do this retirement match when you're not even at fucking 50%? I mean, you was at 50% when you were doing that suplex on Undertaker.
Ric Flair his last match the same way.
You said
Excuse me?
For Ric Flair last match, he was the same way.
I don't think we can't give the same energy to Ric Flair because Ric Flair was actually
Flair. Yeah, Flair last match was good, and he was. Would you consider his last match though? Is it the HBK match or the match?
Yeah, with Jay Lethal.
Oh, with Jay Lethal.
That match, he had the all purple on.
Lahero, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Why you sound like you 16?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
That's like your team.
Okay. I lost my train of thought. But yeah. I know I'm not going to be watching the match, so I don't really give a fuck.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I'm not praying for anybody to get hurt, but I'm watching to see if it actually happens. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to watch
that. Is so petty, bro.
Yo.
Hey, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny? You know what's
I'm
funny?
sorry.
I mean, but me and OVW was in the live earlier, and I was telling people like, look, how I'm doing this weekend is gonna be the Great American Bash at 3:00, All In that night. If I watch Saturday night's main event, it's gonna be Sunday morning, and then Evolution. That's what they're getting out of me. There's no way I'm gonna be watching Saturday night's main event over All In. There's no way.
So there is an interesting, or more so, this is a recurring question from Buster. Buster Open Rating. No, I'm sorry, but Buster. So he says, "Is there anything that WWE can do that's going to bring us back? Nothing. In the cold day of hell, I'm going to come back and watch WWE full time." Hopefully that answers your question.
I mean, I watch WWE, but there are several things that they can do to like bring back the investment piece of it. I mean, a lot of different shit, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just, they're just catering. I was saying it earlier. They're catering to an audience that's opposite of real wrestling fans.
Rich people.
Yeah, like it's just not what it used to be. You feel what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't have that same feel. So they would have to do like a huge restructuring of their entire show just to make it interesting again.
So you said I'm being closed-minded. Define closed-minded, sir. If you're going to sit here, you're going to insult me. Please. Oh, no. At this point, I don't even give a fuck about you insulting me. I can care less. I've been, people say it worse. Here's the thing. So you rather support a company that is closed-minded, but you want me to be, and this is part of a cult. You're not, I don't even consider you a fan. You literally sat here, you asked us a question, right? I said, no, I'm not going to come back to WWE because, number one, WWE, when it comes to representation, WWE, it goes over their head, okay? And Zamunda is on Tuesdays, not on Mondays or on Fridays. If you can do that for me and we can have this Carmelo conversation, maybe I will come back and I will watch the WWE. But once again, light-skinned gadget for the hearing impaired because some of us is deaf. Can you kind of go through the card tonight?
Yeah, let me pull it back up here. Just give me 1 minute.
And I'm still in my customer service voice as well.
Hey, well, Chris, on another note, if you don't want to watch SmackDown, you can watch my,
What's up, Dragon?
Today's the day. We're going live. I remember I was telling you, I think the other day we got an interview with Javon Evans' dad.
Yes.
So, so 7 o'clock today, Eastern time. I don't know what side. I know some of y'all on the West Coast. We're going to be interviewing Javon Evans' dad.
Cool.
So we're going to be talking to him for about like maybe a little bit over an hour or so. So if y'all want to watch it instead of watching SmackDown, feel free to click the link on my bio, subscribe, and we'll be going live, and it'll be great.
Cool.
Yeah. I think you posted it in the group chat, right?
Yep.
Wait, you two know each other?
Yeah, I think me in the group chat. I think.
Yeah.
So you
somebody put together.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I got put in one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, they just came together. Yeah.
Wait, with the one on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's another thing too. I know you guys love me, and I love you too. But don't put me in any group chats. I mean, I have a Discord, so I don't. Yeah, I just.
Mine is.
They just add you into it.
Yeah, like.
That's how I got there. I think I was in a panel one time. They just added me. I said, "Well, fuck it."
Yeah, like, hey, bitch, you're gonna come over here, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing? And I'm like, I didn't choose this. No, you're resistance is futile. I'm like, do it now. Oh, okay. But Lysine, you want to say something? Go ahead.
you were asking for the preview of tonight's SmackDown. Ron Killings versus John Cena. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn. Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Plus, Zelina Vega confronts Julia. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu go face to face.
Now, Julia used to be Delta, right? Delta Airlines? Wrong person?
That was Zarya, and she's on NXT.
Oh, okay. All right. Wrong person. My bad. Oh, we got a fake Mick Foley. I mean, not fake Mick Foley, but because sorry. But thank you for following. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute, is that Mick Foley? The fuck? Okay. Anyway, anything else that you guys want to cover? We're gonna adjourn for the afternoon, and then we'll be back like later on tonight for the Cookout After Dark. And once again, the Cookout After Dark, y'all really need to tune into that. Shit goes down. It goes down. You know what I'm saying? So, anything else? Comment section? Anything else? Or panel? Nothing.
Nope. Thanks for having me up, brother.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Chris. And
Take care, everybody.
Peace.
See y'all later. Peace.